veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. Oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. 'Cause I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. Oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. La, 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 la. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. La, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. La, 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 la. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capping space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. Welcome back to Chester's Perspective. Welcome back to another edition of the Blue Morning Show. I do hope you're all doing well, and I really do mean that. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I wholeheartedly offer whatever suits your time zone. Today, we're here to preview Chelsea's home game against our arch rival, Arsenal FC, tomorrow at the Bridge. A lot of people are concerned. Some are confident that things have changed, and the manager did send a warning shot to Arteta and his boys that we're not going to sit back and take a 5-0 beating on our own carpet. But that's, by the way, I do hope you're all doing well. We will start by going for news hunting on my friend Vic's X feed. I think that's what it's called right now. And as I wait to see if all the panels, again, if they have time to join me on the panel to give you diversified opinion, so you don't just hear from me waffling, maybe. That's, by the way, as usual, I'm going to say hello. I think we have just one person in the chat. As usual, he's become an OG here in the Maya Fawale Palma. Not available. I think we cannot rush him back. I think that's just your opinion. I think probably he'd be available. I get it. I just realized, I was arguing it that he finished the game, which to me implies that, he'd be available for this game. But Vic, did say, I think it was yesterday, that what happened to him did happen, I think, on the 93rd minute, which means, no need taking him off. He had to finish the game. But I still do believe he will play. That's just my opinion anyway. But nice to see you playing Nkunku behind Jackson. If Cole Palmer, if he's not going to play, I'd rather see João Felix in that position. He's more of the creative of the two players. Between him and Christopher Nkunku, he's more creative. And also, again, he has a vision to also help us control the game a bit. He's not that sort of player that once he gets the ball, he'd be bent on doing whatever he want to do in that particular area on the pitch. He looks up. If there's a better space on the other end, he spreads the ball, passes the ball to that end. But that's, by the way, so I'd rather João Felix than Christopher Nkunku. It's a mistake we bought Felix. Nkunku is a 10, not a striker. Omar Dion, we should have bought. Yeah, keep complaining. Felix isn't a mistake. He will come good. Big up to you too, Jay. Nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. I do hope you're doing well, and thank you. I can never thank you enough. And if you're in the chat, the question, as usual, we usually start match previews with the question, are you looking forward to this particular game? As for me, I'm looking forward to this game. Why? You can say I have belief in the team and in the manager. I have strong belief that irrespective of what happens, we're not going to get disgraced. The opposition is not going to mop the starting carpet with us. That's for certain. So, yeah. But let's see. What else do we have here? Nkunku is asking to leave. He hasn't. Stop making up crap, my friend. Big up to you to the beautiful game. Nice to see you, my brother. Hope you're doing well. Big up to RH Place, a foreign correspondent and Minister of Hellish Affairs. I hope it's not too warm. Maybe it is. That's why I'm putting on a sleeveless jacket, maybe, or what I don't know what's the correct thing to call it. But that's, by the way, nice to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for that. That's a good one, really. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm not gonna lie about it. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. Thank you so much for finding the time to join me this particular morning. Let's hear you. Are you looking forward to this game? And I'm waiting to hear from the beautiful game, bringing up history. How again we've been faring against Arsenal for the last for the last 500 years. It's his thing, but I haven't heard him say anything. And my lineup, we're not gonna take your lineup now until we're ready. We do it together. We will try as quickly as we can to get done Arsenal Chelsea combined 11. I've downloaded the Arsenal lineup and added it to the database to make it easier to use it on the screen because of what we had. Will S, nice to see you. I think I haven't seen you in 1,000 years. That's not me saying you're a vampire, but you get the gist, which means I haven't seen you in a while. I do hope, let me brighten the light a bit. I do hope you're doing well. Always nice to see you. I hope the cases that you've been busy and not that something bad happened on your end. But always nice to see you, and thank you so much for finding the time to be with us. Big up Kachila. I hope we win London Derby. Come on, you Blues. Let's go. I think here's the thing. Let me say it the way I did say it. Was it 2 days ago or yesterday, actually? We have a very good squad. We can beat them. The question is now, will we beat them? I don't know. It's possible. That's the question. The manager and the players, yeah, it's up to them to answer that question. But we have the squad capable of beating them, and they're not in the greatest of form right now, in my opinion. If Maresca stop inverting Gusto, then yes. You don't understand how that again approach has actually helped us, but we're not here to argue there. We're here to preview the game. Samic Telecom Nigeria saying that I think Chelsea will beat Arsenal this time around because it's been a long coming. According to Peter Crouch, would beat them by 2-1. That sounds more like a result that's possible. They don't concede too much, but we've shown that irrespective of again the strength of the defense we face, we always find a way to score. And we have a very potent attack, for lack of a more relatable or maybe correct language to use it, but you get the gist there. Gusto is not good if it's inverting. If it doesn't invert Gusto, we will win. But let's see what happens. Gusto is the reason we drew against Manchester United. Wow, you're here to complain. Complain after complaint. But that's, by the way, people keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go along. We sincerely do appreciate you all. So let's do this. We'll go for news hunting. I want us to get done with news hunting as soon as possible to come back and start the match preview exercise proper. The first item here from on my bro and friends wall, not wall, I'm used to saying wall, feed. The first item there says Casado has completed far more successful passes inside the final third than everyone else in Maresca's squad. In first place is Moises Casado, 120 in total. Cole Palmer, 105. Enzo for the 90s, 94. Malo Gusto, 80. And Noni Madueke has 62. Not bad. They're all doing well. And the second item there, quoting Kieran Gill, there are some individuals associated with Leicester City who say Maresca wanted to bring Hermanson with him to Chelsea Football Club. They claim it is still a deal which could be done. Nobody at Stamford Bridge is willing to back that up, which means it's not true. It's really that simple. If nobody at Stamford Bridge is willing to back it up, then it's absolute horse down. And it just wouldn't make sense to sign another goalkeeper. Petrovic and not Petrovic. Jorgensen, I think, is an excellent goalkeeper. He just needs more game time. He's come across, like you said, as the more comfortable on the ball. If you want to compare him to Robert Sanchez, he doesn't panic. Always comes across as cool as ice. Good distribution, and he's only 22. For me, in my opinion, it just wouldn't make sense to go sign the Leicester City goalkeeper. I think Jorgensen is a better goalkeeper than him, and I think we've actually had that conversation here with Constantine Dante on the panel. I don't think it makes sense for us to sign another goalkeeper, and that's my opinion. And if you're watching, keep topics aligned. Otherwise, I will assume you're having a good conversation with a fellow community member in the chat there. And the man forward, that's more to you. You're very guilty of just switching topics like this, and as I've pleaded with you, you have every right to have good conversation with your fellow community members in the chat. But if you don't keep it aligned, I'd skip it, assuming that you're having a good conversation there. And here from Nemaya, he reads, "We need another goalkeeper." That means he doesn't rate Sanchez. But this is just rumor. I don't know Kieran Gill. I don't know him. This is just a rumor at the moment. And the second paragraph, here says that they claim it is still a deal which could be done. And then the last sentence in that second paragraph reads, "Nobody at Stamford Bridge is willing to back that up." So that simply means that that particular report is absolute horse dung, in my opinion. Yes, people, we have just 5 likes, and we are how many minutes into the show? We're 21 minutes into the show. We should be doing a lot better than that. Let's try and get at least 50 likes today. We haven't been streaming consistently, but we're doing our best. We have a total of 24 people watching, only 8 of those on YouTube, the rest on X. If you're following us on X, do us a favor, take a second, drop a like on the stream, and also do follow our X account to help us get to 5,000 followers as soon as possible. So we have coach, that's the Bluetooth game saying, "I could see Maresca starting Enzo instead of Lavia to help Kukurea deal with Saka, but Arteta will start Odegaard, which is where Lavia usually operates. So that's the dilemma." Here's the thing: I did see that may well be again. Fortnob's predicted lineup has the 3 midfielders in Enzo Fernandez, Romeo Lavia, and Moises Caicedo starting in a 4-3-3 structure. That may well happen, but we'll get to that in a bit. We'll start looking at the lineup. Again, we'll start the match preview proper in a bit. But let's continue news hunt, and I'll be paying attention to what you have there. If you have anything to say, I will address it. What else here? Okay. Robert Sanchez, no. I know you started the season well, but no. This looks more like Vince's opinion. This kid has been on fire. He did well yesterday. I don't want to try to expand the report and then end up slowing down my system. Yep. Okay. On the inside, Maresca insists he has complete confidence in his current setup, and that is in Sanchez. He sees someone who can become one of the best. Here's the thing: he's never going to say otherwise. Yeah, until he makes that change, then he'd tell you the reason why he decided to make that change. To make a change in terms of switching up who's going to be the number one, the club's first choice goalkeeper. But as it is right now, he will not say otherwise. He will keep praising him, hoping for him to, like you can say, overcome the sort of you can say that problem of averaging at least a single serious mistake per game. He's not going to come out now that he's still preferred over Jorgensen and say, yeah, he's been awful. That would be a serious mistake. And he's a good manager. He's hoping that he improves. But if he doesn't, Jorgensen takes over. And I'm quite sure that's the reason why we signed him, because he has the potential. And he finished the season as one of the top goalkeepers in La Liga. And as a better shot stopper than Sanchez and actually Petrovic at the time. We did look at their numbers. But let's see what else we have here. What do we have? Where did I stop? Did I make a mistake there? I think Maresca is playing mind games for Sancho. Let's see what happens there. And he's saying, yes, coach, that would deal with the problem, but who gets dropped? Um, you talking about okay, the three midfielders. Um, Now I'm saying in a 4-3-3 structure, they have Fortnov has the three of them starting. And I've always known if the manager wants to accommodate the three of them, he'd go with a 4-3-3 structure. But I'm not saying for certain we'll see a 4-3-3 structure and with the three players starting, that may well end up being the case, but we'll find out. We'll look at it in a bit. Yeah, but let's see. Let's see what else we have here. Sanchez needs to not give away the ball. Yeah, it's happened too many times to my liking, and that's not okay. Coach, I have a feeling Maresca will drop Madueke. That may well happen. We'll get to that in a bit. Coach, if Maresca starts Casado, Lavia, and Enzo, bro, we win this game. Yeah, it's a possibility. The other two, defensive security, one, always available to complete the triangle, dictate the pace of the game, can be physical. And let me just say this quickly. I've heard a lot of people say Enzo Fernandez is not physical. Even to me, I think that's misconception, actually. He can be physical. You can muscle him up the ball easily if he decides that the best course of action to do in a particular situation is to shield the ball. You'd have to foul him. But in most cases, you can say that's something that's very common with Argentines. He'd rather get you to foul him, draw a foul, than try to battle it out with you, which is what intelligent players do. And in most cases, it's in a situation where it'd be safer to draw a foul rather than try to battle it out with three players on him. But unfortunately, he's been labeled not physical, and it's difficult to change that. But if you pay attention to the way he applies himself on the pitch, you see that actually he can be physical. Yeah. But despite the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes that do go a long way. The target set is winding down to a few seconds. If it winds down, I'll set it again. And if I set it again, and if it's met, I will sing in Yoruba language. All right, let's see. I can see Palmer, right wing, and Kunku, the number 10 position. I'd rather João Felix in the number 10 position, and I've explained again. I don't want João Felix on the flanks. I didn't pay attention to the fact of, again, him being a passenger on the pitch if he's on the flanks, not tracking back to help defensively. And until Dante mentioned that, I think him in the 10 position, I think he will be effective, more effective in that 10 role uh, than Nkunku, because yeah, he has better passing range, better vision in my opinion. Maybe Nkunku the better finisher of the two. But that's just my opinion anyway. We'll see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes that do go along with. Coach, haven't seen Mark Gui. I did see him. Haven't seen Mark Gui on the bench. He used to press. He can challenge Jackson. Oh, here's the thing. What I'm paying attention to is at his age, he needs to be playing a lot more. There's a good player in there, but his overall profile, I think, is where the issues lie. Maresca, in my opinion, irrespective of whether he tweaks his approach to accommodate a more traditional number 9, that remains to be seen. Again, Mark Gui will make an excellent traditional number 9, but the truth remains that in terms of dropping deep, participating in the play, hold the play, and finding, again, not being the focal point in a more fluid approach, I think it's struggle. If you go rewatch that, if you rewatch that game, you see that again in tight spaces he tends struggle to find a solution. So, but he's a fine finisher on his day. I leave him 1v1 with the goalkeeper. He'd put it away. So that's that. The fact that he's not, you can say, he's more of a traditional number 9 will be an issue, especially at this age. This age that he needs to be playing more often than he's playing currently. I think he will eventually be sold. I actually like him, but the manager's approach is a huge problem for him. Um, I don't like this guy one bit. Carlito, big up to you, and thank you for finding the time to be with us. I appreciate you. All right. If Palmer doesn't play, then Enzo takes that. No. It's not going to happen. If Palmer doesn't play the 10 role, no, I don't think Enzo plays that 10 role. I like Enzo, but Enzo, once again, I don't know how many times I'm going to say this. You're a bad student, man. You've heard me talk about this 1,000 times. You still haven't learned that Enzo will not do well. I'm quite sure you know. I'm just kidding anyway. Enzo is a deep line playmaker. And I'm going to break it down like I've done a lot of times. And maybe I would do a YouTube shot on that. The deeper he's deployed, the more effective it be, because his vision is one of his strongest tools. His vision and passing range. So the deeper he's deployed, the more effective it be. The closer he is to the final third, he still be effective because he's a good player. But the truth remains, he'd see the pitch less, and the less effective it be. And it's that simple, really. But that's just my opinion anyway. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. His Enzo opinions are ruining his reputation. We know that, but it depends on the situation. But I get where you're coming from, Carlito. And that's, by the way, we have Dante in the house. So Dante, big up to you. I appreciate you finding the time to join me on the panel. Nothing, I don't know if you've heard me talk about anything that you want to give us your 2 cents on. We're still news hunting. And we've talked about here where Maresca is saying, I think Kieran Gill reporting that on the inside, Maresca insists he has complete confidence in his current setup, and that in Sanchez he sees someone who can become one of the best in world football. And my response to that report was that he will never say otherwise until the situation changes, until someone else becomes a number one, until maybe Jorgensen takes charge of guarding the sticks for us. Then he'd say the reason why he changed his mind. I want to get your opinion on that particular report.
Yeah, big up, coach.
Big up,
Big up,
big up.
everyone in the chat. I see Carlito's back when you heard Enzo.
Look.
Yeah, look, he has to say that exactly. But does he have confidence in him? Obviously, he does because he's playing him. But of course, he's going to say this. He's the manager. He's got to say this. He's got to be positive. He's got to, show enthusiasm towards him, and probably does it in training. Pushes him, tells him to get better. So this is normal. This is nothing. But as you say, if he doesn't do it, he's giving it all his best with him, training him, and trying to, change his mindset. It doesn't work, he'll make the change. We know that's going to happen because he's done that before. So he will make that change eventually if he keeps making mistakes, and yeah, that leads to goals. Basically, I think Sanchez was a bit lucky that obviously, Jorgensen came very late. He's been playing. He's a bit younger. Obviously, he's finding his feet. Maybe, who knows, we don't see, like I said, training, maybe a bit of more slow learner, maybe to compare to what Sanchez already knows of his teammates, etc.
You can say the experience is Sanchez's advantage over Jorgensen.
Yeah, and the experience in the actual Premier League, day in, day out, doing all the stuff in the Premier League. Yeah, it's a little bit different. If Jorgensen came from the start and had a full preseason and everything, things might have been changed maybe a little bit earlier. But because of that, I think it's going to take a bit longer, and we are seeing that. And we thought that might be the case a little bit longer because of that reason. Jorgensen had a great game in the conference, even though it was Noah. He still pulled off some really good saves. And
just quickly, he's starting to do that stuff we talked about.
Yeah, I was coming up.
He did come off his line a lot more than usual. So probably you could say you could say he's starting to settle in properly. But go ahead.
Tap in on me, yeah. Thank you. That's what I was going to say next. I was going to say, did you see he was playing?
You were going to say that, so I did put it away nicely, right? Did I?
That's exactly what I was going to ask you. Did you see how he was playing off his line coming up? Yes, that's why I told you that before. That was all like he wanted him to play like that to draw teams a bit out more. Against Noah, didn't really have to do that because they were all over the place. They had no idea what they were doing. They're not they're not, they don't know how to press like that because that's not their game. So they were all over the place, and it worked very well. So, but he did do that. I was gonna say, so he did that against Noah. So that should show you that he can do it that way, no problem. So look, I think it's a matter of time. Like I said, he's settling in. Seeing that's a good sign because you kept bringing that one up that he doesn't do that. So he did it that game. So that's a good sign. So it's for Sanchez to lose, but Maresca saying that, he has the confidence in him and he's saying he can turn him into one of the best. Yes, he's going to try. That's what great managers do. They're going to try to make him in one of the best. But that doesn't mean that's going to happen. And if it doesn't happen, he will make the change. When it comes to that, if he makes mistakes, Maresca is ruthless and he will make the change.
He will definitely, and again, people should learn that don't worry about what he says in public until the situation changes. He's not going to tell you where that player's where he's done badly and where he's done well until it changes and he starts. And just like the case of Enzo Fernandez, he's not saying he's a bad player, but he had to change things around to sort out our defensive issues. But unfortunately, people will always, you can say, take whatever he says, run with it, and you can say,
exactly,
reconstruct it the way it suits their narrative. I know I shouldn't say this, but the fraud punch had Enzo playing further up. A lot of people complained at the time, even people that don't understand football that much at the time knew. We're complaining how bad that for decision that was at the time, and you don't have to say his name. Just say
don't say his
ex.
name, please.
Yeah, just
please,
call him
Blue,
my
please
ex.
don't
We
say his
understand.
name.
Big up to you too, IB. Go
He
ahead.
doesn't deserve it.
Were you saying something, Dante?
I'm like, please, the Blue, don't say his name. He doesn't deserve it.
Coach, let's say it appears that Sanchez's save of the month award means absolutely nothing. It doesn't. Houston, irrespective of how bad you are, if you make one save that's deserving of the award, you get it. You get my point now. So it means nothing to me. And I did give him the benefit of the doubt before I started complaining. He started very well and was making huge saves. You could say he won a game for us. One, he made sure we finished with a draw. That one that we could have lost, I can't quite remember what game in particular. But yeah, I think eventually, if he continues in the trajectory or the direction of averaging one risky mistake per game, he will eventually be dropped. And that's my opinion. Please go check out our sister channel. We're getting closer to 1,100 there. Be sure to subscribe and tell others about it. Thank you so much for that, bro. Even at that, I still don't like you. Sanchez will cost us at one point. Okay. And Kevin Morilla, nice to see you. Hello to you too. I do appreciate you. I do hope you're doing well. Jay, big up to you and thank you for joining us on the panel. I know you've been listening. Have you heard anything you want to give us your 2 cents on? We're waiting. But more importantly, I do hope you're doing well. Okay, Jay's on mute. I will continue. Let's continue news hunting until he's able to unmute his audio system. Frank Lampard getting a new job in the championship. That's his level at the moment until proven otherwise. I never liked him as a manager. Anything else important here? I don't see anything. Nothing new. Okay, Jadon Sancho still injured 2 hours ago on Instagram. I don't know whether he plays. I just can't. But I would have, again. I'd love him to be to participate in the Arsenal game, to actually start, to be more specific. Yeah, let's see. This opinion looks interesting. You've seen Savio's impact in the Premier League this season, and he's not as talented as Estevao. That's an opinion anyway, but if you ask me, I'd still say Estevao is, again, a much better, more complete player who has so much more to his game. Now, imagine what Estevao will look like in the Premier League after his adaptation period. Wow. Okay, he's cautious with that comment. The way he ended it shows, yeah, he's a bit cautious. But Savinho is an intelligent player, but I still say Estevao is a more complete player. I wouldn't go to the extent of making my opinion of the two players public in this manner. Kudos to him. What is here? Moises Caicedo usually captains Ecuador, and Kendrick Pies, who officially joins the Blues next year, is one of the country's brightest prospects. So both are often included in the squad. Nothing else, nothing interesting here. This is just more like comments from pundits and players, and I don't think we should just try as much as we can to get into the match preview exercise proper, because we're going to do a combined 11 of Arsenal and Chelsea. Let's see. Jay probably still busy with something else. He hasn't unmuted. If he's unmuted, if he's
Jay's a bit scared to make a comment on that one.
No, I'm back. Big up Dante, big up coach.
Big up, mate.
Big up, Jay. Thank you for finding the time to join us. I do hope you're doing well. Jay, again, anything you've heard us talk about that you want to give us your 2 cents on, we're waiting.
I'm
The
actually scared
manager's
to talk
comment
about.
the manager's comment on Sanchez. That's one. That's the one we've talked about the most.
Yeah, I'm too scared to talk about anything that you guys have talked previously. I just want to get into the match exercise.
Okay. So you don't want. Okay, go
Very
ahead.
cautious these
Nothing else you
days.
want to talk about? You sure? All right. All right, let's move on. Jay doesn't want to contribute there. Greetings from Kenya, Kevin Morilla. Nice to see you, my brother. Hope you're doing well. How Kenya's doing today? I hope they're doing well. Maresca is not doing better than Poch, in your opinion. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Wade say you're entitled to your opinion. If you feel that's the case, yeah, go ahead. Coach, I found a league table online of Palmer's mistakes that have led of player mistakes that have led to a goal or dropped points. Sanchez and Pope were the only keepers on the list at 5th and 6th. Out of 50. Out of 50, 5th and 6th. I didn't know Pope makes a lot of mistakes. That's Nick Pope, right? That's only
Nick
one
Pope,
Pope.
yeah,
That's a
but this
goalkeeper
was
that I
when he
know.
was a bit younger before as well. So, yeah.
Does that count? Mistake he's made when he was a bit younger counts till now? I
Well,
thought
he's a bit more experienced now. He's a bit better than that, but he did make before he joined. That he did make a lot more mistakes, but now, yeah. He was 20, coach. He was only 20 years old, so like, yeah, big difference. 20 to 25, yeah, it's a bit of a difference for a keeper. But yeah, no, he did. Pope, I've seen him make a couple of mistakes, 100%. But yeah, Sanchez, 100%. I thought he would be close to the top, but he is the top keeper that makes mistakes, and you get punished by it, 100%. Imagine the ones that he's made that he hasn't been punished by.
We need to make sure we beat Arsenal to end their title race. I'm glad we got rid of Sterling. I hope Arsenal bite you too. They're not going to bite you. Probably they realizing the signing Raheem Sterling was a mistake. He could still come good for them. He'd be there till the end of the season, except if they decide to terminate his contract. But here's the thing. I think I'm not too sure what's going to happen. I think he still helped them. Let me just leave it at that. Kishwan, nice to see you, my New York bro. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to be with us this particular morning. Thank you for joining us. Sorry, bro, that's an outrageous comment. Redonkulous indeed. And I'm guessing you're talking about the comment from Way Say. I'm quite sure that's what he's trying to say there. But that's by the way. Anything else? Nothing else to talk about. Let's look at what Dante. Anything else you want to talk about before we get to the match preview exercise proper?
No, we can get into that, coach. No problem. I think we covered quite a bit. Even last night, we covered quite a lot. So let's get into that exercise.
All right, let's see what else we have here. Just give me 1 second. Let's look at the table, everything, goal difference and everything before we come back to this. I'll go back here. But it's against Arsenal. Top scorer for them, Kai Havertz with 4 goals. Cole Palmer for us with 7 goals. Expected goals, Cole Palmer with 5.01, Kai Havertz with 4.58. Assist, Cole Palmer has 5, Kai Havertz has 1. Matches played 10 apiece. 10 each. I think, yeah, definitely. Kai Havertz, what's his name? Cole Palmer, the much better player. No need to even compare them. But yeah, football, they have to, because it's part of the whole thing. 1 sec here. Where's the table? Is it still loading? It's taking a lot of time. I want us to get this. It's still loading. So Dante, let me start by asking you this question while I wait for the table to load. Are you looking forward to this game, Dante?
Well, obviously, coach. Every game I'm looking forward to. But yeah, this one's a little bit more special because we know we don't really like Arsenal, do we? And especially one of our exes is on there that was a bit disrespectful last time as well. So hopefully this time they can. I hope Maresca digs into that and puts it up on the board and shows the guys before the game. That should help. That as well as Arteta's comment against Inter Milan when he said, he said that they played Inter Milan in the Champions League and they lost 1-0. They didn't play very well at all. And
Mhm.
he said, if we play
Just
like this,
one second, quickly. Why am
yeah,
I not seeing Walter Morebe's comments on the main screen, on the control screen? What's going on here?
it's your system, coach. This is your system. What do you expect?
Yeah, I'm not sure why I'm seeing his comment, and he's a he's a paid member too. Not sure
Not
what's
sure.
going on there, but go ahead with what you're saying, Walter.
Yeah,
If you're listening, I'm not sure why I didn't see your comment on the screen. I realize for some reason I'm not seeing it. Are you following the show from?
could be an
I don't
X
know.
on X, coach.
But it shouldn't show me his members badge if that's the case. Membership badge. But go ahead with what you're saying.
Yeah, well, Arteta did say that even though they lost 1-0 to Inter Milan and didn't play the best. He said, "Oh, if we play like that, we can beat Chelsea, no problem." So that was a bit disrespectful to say that. And what I said before, obviously, with Havertz last year scoring and celebrating the way he did, that was very disrespectful, in my opinion, as well. And hopefully, Maresca shows that give the boys a bit extra fuel. And yeah, things like that, little things like that, the really good managers can pick up on and really, motivate the group. If they didn't need enough motivation, well, they can have some extra motivation and show them stuff like that, and maybe show a picture of Sterling on the bench as well. That might help as well. So,
Mhm.
and yeah, look, yeah, Sterling can't play anyway because he's on loan, but he will be on the bench. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think, yeah, like I was talking a bit about it last night with Bobby and Jesters as well. We're saying, look, if Arsenal are a bit of a rut at the moment, they're not doing well. If we can get that first goal, especially the second goal or at least the first goal, their heads are going to
Mhm.
start going down, and they're gonna really start, probably committing fouls, getting yellow cards, red cards. We can really put a nail in the coffin of them if we can somehow really step on their throats and really just go for it hard at them. I wouldn't mind seeing Maresca go hard at them, to be honest, from the start and just try to really attack them, go quite an attacking formation and try really from the start to get that first goal. Just put them under a lot of pressure because they are under a lot of pressure at the moment. So don't let them have the ball. Try not to let them have the ball and just go hard at them. That's what I would do.
They are under a lot of pressure and probably would want to show that the better team. Every time we preview a game against Arsenal, I will always say this: the rivalry is deep. If they lose, if they've lost 9 games and their 10th attempt for a win is against Chelsea Football Club, usually they show up. Um, but yeah, let's see. I think Maresca, he's I tactically I trust him to do something to get a good result. A draw will still be a good result. I think the game after that probably much easier. But I'd love us to beat them and mop the floor, mop the stadium carpet with them, in my opinion. And Walter Morebe, once again, if you're watching for some reason, I saw your comment should be just above. Keishan's comment, but here's Keishan's comment, and above it, I'm seeing the Maya's comment. I'm not sure why I'm seeing. Again, I'm not seeing your comment there. But to be safer, I've made you a moderator, so I'm not sure what happened there. But greetings to you too, my bro. I'm able to see you in the other window, but not where I can highlight it. Apologies for that. Let's see. Kevin Morella is saying, Kuchila, we lost against City. We lost against Liverpool. We drew against United. We just have to win against Arsenal. Yeah, but here's the thing: those are you can say, given where we're at, we're not anywhere close to them. And you can argue we could have beaten Liverpool or maybe gotten the draw from that game. In all honesty, what's the other game? The other team you mentioned, the City, Liverpool, City's, yeah. I get it. Did we drew against United? Another bad result, really. And the manager realized we conceded a lot. decided to go with a more defensive approach, and I think it worked. But I know a lot of people won't see it that way because United are way below us in the table, so probably felt like it was our birthright to win that game. Stalin on the bench. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes in the stream. Now we need to keep Kai quiet. Yeah, he'd show up today, but he bamboozled. Was it Badiashile the last time? And I think their tactics on that day worked really well. Just put the ball in behind our defensive line. We struggled to tame him on the day, and he's become stronger too. So maybe Fofana will be, but Fofana probably would draw a penalty if he starts. That's just my opinion.
Yeah,
Coach, we
not much
have to
stronger,
beat
coach.
Coach.
He looks
Coach
skinnier
have
than
to
ever.
beat.
Actually, he looks anorexic at the moment.
Sorry,
He looks anorexic at the moment. Kai Havertz. He's lost even more weight. I don't know what's going on,
but that
but he's
doesn't
not
mean he
stronger.
cannot be physical.
He's not stronger though. He's very weak, actually.
You think he hasn't gotten stronger?
No, he's not stronger. He's actually gone the other way, in my opinion.
Maybe he turns it up a notch against Chelsea.
Maybe, yeah.
Coach have to beat at least one of the top six. We are running out of fixtures. I think we can, but let's see what happens. That question is up to the manager and the players to answer. Anything else here, Jay? Anything you want to say before we continue? I'm still trying to get a few more comments in the chat here. This is saying I want Maresca and the guys to be fired up for this game. They are. Normally, the cool and collected approach is good, but this is a statement game, and we need to make a statement. I just don't want us to go into that game with a scattergun approach. It would be a huge risk. We need to play with, you can say, good balance to get a good result out of that game. If we risk too much, they have the ability to exploit again our weaknesses and beat us. It does show the graphic of Arsenal's form going into this fixture historically, and the effect that Charity FC has. Sanchez, Fofana, and Colwell need to be at the top of their game. I can't lie, but let's see what happens. Jay, you want to anything you want to say before we continue with the match preview exercise proper?
No, actually, just the overall view of the game, I'm really excited, looking forward to it. This is one of those matches that I really want Chelsea to win because, of course, I have obviously, some kind of hate for Arsenal. So I obviously don't want us to, drop points against them specifically, but it's always the case, specifically from the last 6 years, that we are not able to really uh, do much damage to Arsenal at our home ground. So
Mm.
it will be great feeling. They're already on the downward trajectory, and I think this will be that match that everyone is looking forward and everyone will believe. Even outside Chelsea, everyone is looking like if Arsenal somehow manages to lose this game or even I think draw, that will also make them lose 2 points, drop 2 points. I think that can be a big statement for us and also a big statement for the title race of the Premier League. I think that can not, of course, numerically and there is always a chance for them to get back. But I think before the international break, this will be a really big blow to Arsenal and their title charge. So I really want us to be that team that kind of gives them that final nail in the coffin kind of feeling.
You don't fear Charity FC?
Look, that is always there because I was really confident for the United game, and I think footballing wise, we had all the quality on the pitch. We were superior to the United team in every aspect, so it was a great timing for us to go there and win, which was a really big possibility. But somehow we managed to, uh, really didn't produce what we were doing throughout this season. And I think that feeling of the record and the historical thing that you get, the burden of the historical rivalry. So the United one placed a big role in it. So I'm not really sure and confident to say that we are going to really beat Arsenal because there will always be that pressure, that the historical aspect that we are not able to defeat Arsenal at our home ground. So I'm not really 100% confident, but I still think logically on the footballing debate, I think we have a greater quality. We possess much better footballing, tactical side, and we can defeat them on our given day. But it's just that the set piece thing worries me a lot.
Yeah, Dante, do you fear Charity FC? I know I haven't asked you that question.
No, coach, I don't. Not this season. No.
You expected us to beat Manchester United, right? Or
I
you knew it
expected
was going to be difficult given the fact that it
no, I
was.
expected us to go there and get a result, and that's what we did. So I don't fear Charity FC. Not this season. Not with this team. Not with this manager. Because it's not really gonna happen. If we lose, we lose like we did against Liverpool, where we actually played very well. Should have at least minimum got a point, but really should have beaten them as well. Okay, yeah, it can happen, but yeah, I don't see us losing like we've lost this fixture last season where we lost. Not at home, but away at Arsenal when they absolutely robbed the floor of us and smashed us basically and embarrassed us. That's not going to happen this season with this team and this manager. I'm very confident in that.
Okay. And if it happens, what should we ask of you?
If it happens,
Mhm.
well, then I'll donate to your charity another $50 to your charity. Oh wait, you still owe $50 to the Dante FC Foundation.
I owe you. Yeah.
Yes.
But you
Then if
haven't
they mop
given
the
me
floor with us,
any charity
I'll donate
organization
it
to
to
donate
your
that to.
charity. I'll donate it back to your charity.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Let's see. In the table were both them goal difference. Two goals. We scored a total of 20 goals. So for this season, considered 12. They scored 17. Considered 11. So we scored three more. But in terms of goals concession, we considered one more. You can say the form is pretty much even. Not bad. So let's go back to this place. Let's talk about this in a bit before we even go. Okay, let me vote. I'm gonna go for this game to end in a draw, and I'm serious about that. Let's go. And I think a lot more people probably will believe Chelsea will beat them by 60% plus. Let's see. I vote. Ooh. Not up to 60%. 49% believes Chelsea will beat them. 11% thinks it ends in a draw. And 40% thinks Arsenal will beat us at home. Before we do that, any more comments here to read? We need to mop the floor with with Arsenal, mop the Stamford Bridge carpet with Arsenal. I hope the players show up. I notice the players look at the media. I think it's affecting the media. Okay. Odegaard is the key to Arsenal's success. His link-up play with Saka is an issue for us. Arteta's arrogance. Arteta is arrogant and will push for start for Rice's toe and Odegaard's fitness. He doesn't care. He just wants the 3 points, especially given the fact that it's against a Chelsea Football Club. I hope we beat them. And we did talk about his arrogance yesterday. He's again after the Inter Milan game. He did say something that suggests he's certain that they will beat us. Okay, we'll see. So these guys, Dante, let's talk about their Fort Mob's predicted lineup. Yeah, they have the back four. I think, yeah, no differences there. I think a lot of people still believe Gusto will start. I think Kukurea will start. And the fact that he didn't participate midweek, did he play any part in
No,
that game? He didn't, right?
no, at all. No, he didn't. No.
So probably he started this one. They think we're gonna go with a 4-3-3 structure. But I'd say if we go with the 4-3-3 structure, we'd most likely see Enzo centrally, in my opinion. But it would work like this too. They think we're gonna go with a 4-3-3 structure, back four of two centre backs of Colwell and Fofana, left back Kukurea. I like that over Malagusto playing there. James right back. And he's played how many games? He's still not injured. I'm alive. Centrally in the midfield, three. Lavia to his left, Enzo Fernandez to his right, Moses Caicedo, Jackson central number 9, Pedro Neto left forward, right forward, Cole Palmer. I think this will be an excellent approach. I'm not sure. Let's hear how you feel about it. I'm not sure how you feel about it, but let's hear you, Dante.
Look, it is a possibility because, and those fullbacks will not invert either. Maybe it might be a possibility because we did see that when we played. I think the first game,
A
Man
more
City, we saw that.
cautious approach.
Cautious, but because it's still a bit more attacking, to be honest. But because then the fullbacks can get forward, so it's not really that cautious. But we did say, I think, at the first game of the season, Man City, we didn't invert, didn't do nothing, so we saw that basically. So look, it can be. I don't know what Maresca's thinking. He's obviously going to analyze it. The thing I do know, how Arsenal have been sort of lining up. They've been basically lining up in a 4-4-2 formation the last couple of games.
More defensive
That's
structure.
Yeah, more defensive. They haven't played the way that it's on there. No, they've been in a 4-4-2 with Havertz and Trossard up front. With Trossard basically dropping back a bit in behind Havertz up front. So they're more defensive, and they haven't changed this season. They've been playing very defensive this season, like I was saying yesterday. They've really been parking the bus and catching teams on the counter and trying to do from set pieces and trying to be physical. But yeah, we don't know if that can change in this game. But I don't know about the 4-3-3. Look, it is a possibility. Like I said, I've seen him do it before, Maresca, but I still would like to see a bit more, even more attacking, to be honest. I want to go at Arsenal from the start. As in, I'm talking about start like we did against Noah, maybe go really attacking, but maybe just do it the first 15, 20 minutes. Just put your foot down hard at them and go at them hard. And then you can change it. Obviously, you can change it quickly back after 15, 20 minutes if it's not working or whatever, But that's what I would do. I would go at them. I'll be very aggressive towards them.
I don't want again the focus on being aggressive against them and then leaving tons of spaces and behind. They have the talent capable of exploiting that effectively. And Trossard, he turns prime Ronaldo whenever he plays against us. Mabaso 5, nice to see you, my Iraqi bro. I do hope you're doing well. Big Kuchela and everyone on the panel. The reason why I haven't been able to attend the stream is because I spent a week at the H place. I'm not going to read it fully so it doesn't seem like, I'm alienating the southern country. But nice to see you there. I do hope you're doing well. Good to have you back with Bass 05. Let's see what we have here. Coach, if Arsenal are in the title race but are below us, by definition, does that not drag us into... Listen, even if we're below them, mathematically, we're still in the title race. But I get where you're going. So let's read through what you have on the screen there. If Arsenal is in a title race but are below us, by definition, does that not drag us into the title race? We don't even need to be above them, even if we're above them or two rows below. We're still in the title race mathematically. It's not over yet. But I get it. People don't count us because where we're at. In our project, in the face of our project.
That's a bit like Nottingham Forest as well, Coach.
Yeah, exactly. Nottingham Forest, they're in the title race. Yeah, exactly. After all, we have better squad depth, after all, we have better squad depth, and we haven't been ravaged by injuries just like last season. Yeah. It's saying, and also the Wi-Fi isn't strong. Don't get me to call the name of a country with your opinion. You didn't know? That's a lack of discipline on your end. My boss has been a mod for a while now.
Yeah, he's had it for a while. Yeah.
No, he's become mature. But you can say he loses it towards the end of every stream. Kuchila, I agree with Dante on the approach we should take for this match. I guess the eighth place is getting cooler. Yeah, possibly. So a lot of people making sense right now, right? We need players to show again good performance. 8.9. We'll see whether they're able to do that. Jay, let's hear you. What do you make of the 4-3-3 structure with the three with Fernandez, Lavia, and Caicedo starting? I think probably because Enzo didn't finish that game against Noah's Ark. That's the reason why probably they believe he's going to start this game. It makes sense to a certain extent, but with Maresca, you can never be too sure. But Jay, let's hear you.
Yeah. First of all, what's so funny with Noah's Ark?
Nothing. That just that I changed the name because
Okay.
Noah's Ark. Again, the Noah story is a story I'm very familiar with. Growing up,
Oh,
we always talk about it.
yeah. Look, I think there is a possibility for Enzo Fernandez to start, and you gave a possible reason for that because he was like he didn't play the rest of the 45 minutes in the second half as well. But I probably think it's more of a reason for looking at the situation as we were 6-0 up in the first half, and I think there was no requirement for Enzo to actually play the second half, and maybe he wanted to protect the player and don't want to risk him getting injured at all. So in my eyes, that might not have a direct link to what we will see against Arsenal. I think it will. In my personal opinion, I still think it will be a 4-2-3-1 formation that Maresca kind of plays. The question will be whether it's again, Reece James at left back and Gusto at right back, and a similar thing will happen what we saw against United, or maybe even in previous games as well, or it will be a direct, you know, placement for Cucurella at left back, and maybe Reece James will start at right back. But then the question is who will play that, that new experiment that Gusto was playing. And I think maybe from the left hand side, Cucurella can perfectly play that role that what Gusto was trying to do. I think he can uh, underlap and underlap and can be operated as a eight, the forward eight, and again create an overload near the opponent's box. And he has that capability to be, high in intensity, and he has that endurance to track back and be in the position for defensive duties as well. So I would like to do that. But the only problem with that is your back three. If Cucurella goes forward, your back three is now Reece James, Fofana, and Colville, with Fofana being the central centre back and Colville being your left centre back, which is not the ideal situation, and that is why Maresca prefers to play, Reece at left back and Gusto at right back. So I'm not really sure about that, but in my personal eyes, I don't think that we will be going with the typical three-man midfield. I think Gusto and Lavia and Caicedo did their job pretty well in the midfield, and Rice is not in the greatest of form, and even Partey hasn't showed anything special. So I think we'll be really comfortable with those two guys in the midfield, and it's a question about whether it's Cucurella or it's Gusto.
Yeah, thank you so much of that, Jay. I appreciate you letting Kusila and Dante. I'm not going to read that. Let's see, Coach Kai is injured. Yeah, a nickname. I think I figured the nickname last time, but I just want to be a nice person. I don't want to say it. Oh God,
What
forgive
are you going to
me.
say, Coach? Come on, say it.
I'm not saying it.
Say it. What are you going to say?
Yeah, go
No,
on,
that's
go on.
that would mean no, it would be again that will you can say amount to name calling, and it's not my thing. Just leave me alone, Dante. You go name
Just send me a
call
private message,
whatever
please.
you want. Um, the edge place is getting cooler, yeah. For some people who are there, Heston. Let's
Big up, my
start with
boss.
these.
Welcome back, my
Let's look
boss.
at
Big up, mother.
uh, uh, yeah. Let's see what else do we have here. Anything else? Okay, I'll wait.
Uh,
That will show up
Coach,
a bit. Go ahead.
can I just ask, as I explain this thing, I want to ask you and Dante, what do you think would be the guy, whether it's Cucurella or you will see similar thing in Gusto, what we saw against Man United?
I think we see Cucurella. Everything indicates you can say that he just definitely starting over Gusto. He didn't play
Yeah.
midweek um, not because he was ill or maybe injured, but probably because he was being rested for this game. And I'd rather him start there than Gusto. That's just my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the same. I think Cucurella should start, and I probably will start. I don't want to see Gusto not in that role. Definitely not the role
Yeah.
he was playing, because that's just wasteful. It didn't help at all. I think hopefully that little experiment is over for Maresca, and we see Cucurella back there.
Hmm.
Yeah. And this one here, which is coach, I'm hearing that Odegaard is ready to start, but Rice, Marino, and Havertz are out. That's when they're even more dangerous. Honestly, I don't like to hear that about any team against Chelsea, because I'm a strong believer to the fact that Charity FC is well and truly in existence until proven otherwise. Kachila, I remember when you mentioned me about your favorite movie. Just leave me. You and Dante should leave me alone, being the devil's advocate. Yeah, and it didn't occur to me that it would that would align perfectly with the H place conversation. Yep. Anything else here? I want to see Kukurea at left back with James at right back. I think will be perfect. With that, Kukurea, he's excellent at fulfilling the inverted fullback role, and just you could say it comes naturally to him. And we have Vic. Vic is in the house. I I made Vic cry yesterday. Yeah, right.
He's been crying a bit lately.
What did you say?
He's been crying a bit lately. He's got stuff wrong.
All right. Devil's Advocate is an H place movie. Yep. I will never forget that. It was a huge mistake, and Dante wouldn't miss such. Yeah. He picked up on it immediately. So let's go back here. This is the lineup. It's a possibility, but I'm not too sure. Maybe we'd still see a 4-2-3-1 structure. I'm not too sure what's going to happen, but we'll find out anyway. They have Kieran Tierney out late November. Ricardo Cafiori, mid-November. They signed a model in him. Knee injury. They don't have Kai Havertz there and Declan Rice. Both are in there. Maybe because I'm not sure. The Bluetooth again. Where did you hear that Kai Havertz and Declan Rice will both not play? Especially Kai.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want Kai to play because he turns to prime Ronaldo every time he plays against us. Go ahead.
yeah, coach. So Kai Havertz came off with a head injury, bleeding his head against Inter Milan. So if that's the case, and if he's got concussion or something because he had to come off, then yeah, it would be protocol. He wouldn't be able to play. But we don't
So
know if
why
that's
isn't
the
he?
case.
He's not listed there, which
Yeah,
is
he's
how
not
come.
listed. We don't know if that's the case or not. And if that, I'm not sure if that applies from Champions League to Premier League or if it's just Premier League to Premier League. But he did come off with a head injury and he looked a bit concussed and stuff.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
Okay. Look what the Blues game is saying here. So he got that information on from Arsenal's website.
I don't know if they would put that up. Would they put that up? I don't know. Yeah.
So if he says he got it there, but why are you calling him a liar?
Arsenal website, as in arsenalfc.com, is he talking about or what?
Yeah, he's not joking.
Oh.
That's where he got it from.
I have no idea. I don't know. I didn't know they put that stuff up before the game. They wouldn't put that stuff up.
And you're
Yeah,
just
it
calling him
would
a
be
liar
weird.
right now.
It would be weird for them to, displace this news before the match.
I did not call him a liar.
All
He's
right, Team
misinformed,
Form.
maybe.
Team Form. Yep, we're in a better form. Because they lost 2, we lost 1. They won 2, we won 3, we drew 1. They drew 1, so we're in a better form. But let's look at goals concession. They conceded they don't concede a lot. 2 there, 1-1, 4. Wow, they conceded just 4. For us, we conceded 1 here. I think that has reduced. Goal concession has reduced. We considered 1 here. Okay. Considered 1 here. That's 2. 2 here. That's 4. 5. We've considered not a lot more, not too many. I think our goal concession rate has reduced significantly. Okay, that's not much there. I don't know. Anybody want to say anything else to with regards to that, the goal concession or anything? Let's
Um,
see what else we go ahead.
Go on, Dante.
No, Jay, go ahead. You wanted to say something.
I just want to add the fact that I'm not sure whether this was like an official or genuine fact, but I think I saw the XG fact that against Newcastle they had an overall XG of 0.00, which was really funny. So they are not really creating stuff at all. They are just, all their attack is about, giving the ball to Saka. He will make a cross inside the box, and some of them will try to put a head on it. So yeah, that's a good thing for us, and also a bad thing because they lack creativity. Footballing wise, they are not doing anything. The way we create we are totally opposite. While we build up the play with passes, I think they are lacking that stuff without Odegaard. So that will be a big miss for them if he doesn't start even from first minute. But also on the negative side, that also gives them the encouragement to try this tactic of putting in crosses and trying to head it into the goal from the first minute as well. So it's both
Mhm.
good and bad for us.
Yeah, and that just add to that, that will also be dependent on who plays. So if Marino is out and if Declan Rice is out, that's their height and physicality at set pieces. Well,
Mm.
yeah, that's two big set pieces out of the way because they, especially Rice, that yeah, they love that type of stuff. But yeah, if they're not going to be there, but I did just look at the Arsenal website, and yeah, it doesn't say they're out. They said they're in there. They'll make a judgment call on the day if they're out or not. So we'll have to wait and see.
Mm.
Yep, wait and see what else do we have here. Parma is not training this morning than to write about the concussion protocol. Only coach keeps track of that. Mabas, keep track of what? Leave me the heck alone, man. Coach, if Odegaard starts against Chelsea, they will win. Wow, you're a very good fan. And Chelsea are known to break down a high line, which is a key. You can say, okay, let me read that again. If Odegaard starts against Arsenal, they will play a high line, so to speak. Chelsea are known to break down a high line, which is a key for Chelsea's attackers like Jackson or NATO. Do I think they play a high line against us?
No,
No. He's proven
they
to be
won't,
more cautious this season quite a lot. I don't see them playing a high line. Maybe
especially away from
given
home. No,
yeah, I'd say maybe they're not. The only thing they do probably not going to risk too much, but playing with a high line, absolutely not. And this season, if you've been following them, you see they've been playing, approaching games more cautiously than they've done last season. Jackson and Nato are known to break down a high line. I'd say specifically Jackson, he thrives when there are spaces for him to exploit. A high line, they are good against the teams that play high line. Yeah, Nato too. If you give him space, he'd smoke you. I just hope we don't play Gusto on left back. I don't think he starts this game. Signs point to Kukurea starting over him. Start Kukurea, please. I didn't think Maresca would do it against Manchester United. But the bald man did it. Why do you don't start that? Yeah, I'm gonna bring up your RX. I know you don't like it when that happens. Your barbecue with him and all that. Let's see. Let's go back to these. The insights say we've scored 15 goals in our last 5 games. Arsenal have scored 6 goals in their last 5 games. Okay. We've conceded the most penalties this season, 3. Wow. Arsenal haven't lost to Chelsea in their last 6 meetings. 5 wins, 1 draw. They've been smoking us. They've
well,
been
not really.
smoking us.
We
Sorry?
last season, don't forget, we smoked them till Sanchez made that error, and we actually till the 80th minute we smoked them, and then the last 10 minutes, remember,
Yeah, we were 2-0 up, right?
yeah, and then
Yeah,
Sanchez
we
decided
deserve
to
to
do
win
his
that game.
heroic, yeah.
Yeah.
Cole Palmer is ranked second in big chances created in the competition, 10 in total. Bukayo Saka is ranked number 1 in big chances created, 13 in total. So if Palmer doesn't start, we will miss him a lot. Just like Arsenal, they again this season probably a lot of Arsenal fans realize how important again important what's his name Saka he is to their team. In his absence, they struggled quite a lot. And Saka is one player also that he turns up even if it's been poor, he does turn up against Chelsea. I want to see Nkunku. I'd rather João Felix than Nkunku. João Felix is more creative than Nkunku. Nkunku, yeah, arguably a better finisher. But in terms of realizing when to move the ball from one position to the other, I think João Felix has better vision and passing range than Nkunku. And that's just my opinion anyway. Arsenal will rely on set piece and counter-attack football. Sanchez are back when in doubt, just boot it forward. Yeah, I agree. Arsenal defense is so good, but only let up one less goal than us. Here's the thing. One thing gives me confidence. I'm not too concerned about how strong their defensive line is. That's because, yeah, we've proven we can be very potent again offensively. We've scored against the strongest defense, tightest defense in the league. Yep, Brighton. We score put four. We put four in the back of their net, even though they hadn't conceded before that game. Liverpool, I think, had, or maybe they had the best defensive line at the time, one of the best. Liverpool hadn't conceded for like in 1,000 game they played against us. They conceded. They could have conceded even more had it not been for poor officiating on the day. But Kishan, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Were you saying something, Dante? Okay, I didn't think you were.
Nope.
I think Chelsea can beat Arsenal with the attackers that we have got, but I swear to God, okay, if Sanchez makes an error against Arsenal again, then I would drop him if you were the manager. But I think even the manager would. We're not Parma FC. The only player I have to set up is, again, we've changed. Yeah, we've changed. We're not Parma FC. The other players have to step up. It's simple. So I agree with you. Let's see what else we have here. I want to see Neto, Felix, and Madueke Jackson front four against Arsenal. I really don't want to see Madueke, but that's just my opinion anyway. Dante, anything you want to say with regards to the insights? Anything? Does it tell you anything?
No, a lot of these insights, it is a derby, so when these derbies can get pretty heated, and there will be a bit extra there. Even Maresca, it looks like, said it's going to be war, which I like that. So that means he's definitely gonna maybe really drill the players and show them something that will get them fired up. So yeah, it makes it even better, and that's why I say we should really go at them. We should really just have a go at them while their heads are down, while they're don't let them start the game well. Don't let them start the game well, as in give them possession, or let them, like we have being very defensive the last couple of games. You're just giving them ammunition, then you're going to make them feel more comfortable. Just try to make it uncomfortable from the start. Just go at them really hard. But that's just my opinion.
And in all honesty, you just cannot script football. It's really that simple. Yeah. Good morning to you too, amigo. Aldo Castro, nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join us this particular morning. I do hope you're doing well. I want to see, all the names you listed there. Let's get into it. Dante, let's start with this. And just pay attention, Jay. If Dante selects any player and you feel otherwise, you let us know. Dante, let's go for Chelsea Arsenal combined 11. Let me start with the goalkeeper. Let me make it easier for you.
Don't need to start. It's
Not
clearly
even a
your
question.
Okay, I'm gonna go for Raya. Okay, that's gonna be very, very bad. The combined 11. It's not gonna work like us. I
He's
need to
got a
make some
very small
adjustment.
head, coach.
Yeah, no, I think I need to make some adjustment with regards to the picture I have in the database. But go ahead, Dante. I've made it easier for you.
Yep. Left back, I would definitely Cucurella.
Okay, I'd do that too. Yeah, I think he's a better left backer than the Arsenal. The players they have. Okay.
Yeah, they're central defenders. Obviously, they're central defenders.
I'll take them both. Yeah, who and who?
Well, Saliba
Gabriel.
and Gabriel. Yep.
I'm not gonna lie. So I will fix their photos in a bit.
Just leave their head small. That looks really good.
Okay, Saliba here. Okay, I will fix it. I didn't test it out before putting them into the database. So go ahead. I'll handle the more difficult ones, James.
Are we going on now, or are we going on like the player we think is best overall that's been, or just now currently?
The squad they have now and the one we have now.
Now for this game, or as in the whole season? You mean, or what?
You can say the whole season, the entire squad. It doesn't matter. What do you want us to do?
No, well, it's your choice. That's what I'm saying. I'm asking you, so I know what we're doing. Are we doing it like which ones are the better players, or which ones that are performing better and have the last couple of years? As in, James
No,
hasn't
no, no.
played at
Let's go
all
with this season. The squad they have this
this season.
season,
Okay,
combined 11. Yeah.
Who's actually playing for them at right there?
Ben White.
Is it Ben
Ben
White?
White. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
But
no,
I'll
I
take
think
James over Ben White. But let's hear your
yeah, and
argument
I
here.
think in the limited time that James has, shown his quality, I think he is more of a reliant player in the defense than Ben White. I think the sample size is, of course, a little small because Ben White has almost played every match there. But I think in the limited chances that he's got, I think I'll still prefer James over Ben White because he gives us that defensive solidity. So yeah, James over Ben White for me.
No, you said James or you have to choose one.
Yeah, James. I said James over Ben White.
Oh, James over Ben White. I thought you said James or Ben White. Okay, 2 6s. Jay, pick the 2 6s. Let's see if you two can agree.
I'll go with Lavia and Caicedo. I think Rice has been very, very like not the quality that he has been last season. So yeah, no doubt he has been the best midfielder, center mid for me in the league, Caicedo, and Lavia also because I think he's much better than Partey or even the other guy that they play sometimes. But I know you guys can argue, but I think Caicedo is the one that we all can agree on. But yeah, I
You
maybe
don't
you
consider a Partey as you can say as a more solid defensive midfielder.
no. I personally I think Lavia has done really really good. He has been really solid. I don't recognize or remember any big mistakes that he has led to. So Lavia for me, but I think you guys can differ with that thing.
Hmm. All right, let's see. I wouldn't. Again, just give me 1 second. I'm trying to edit the photos at the same time. Let's go here. So this shows up. Apologies for the blank screen. Um, even though I like what's his name, Thomas Partey as a traditional defensive midfielder, I wouldn't pick him over these two guys. Maybe I'm being biased with even knowing it. But I think in the midfield area, I think we're better equipped than them, in my opinion. The question in lies who's given their current form, who start over who. But unfortunately, we don't have any Arsenal fan on the panel here. Just give me 1 second here. Let me catch up here. I combined 11 for this game, Dante. Maybe for this. Okay, let's go for this game. So far, it's been for this game. Let's see. What time? Okay. It's tomorrow, not today. Casado is not playing today. And I heard you did say that he's from your country. So welcome, fill out home, express yourself. Why is this even a conversation? Caicedo and Lavia. So obviously you're being biased there. Rice and Caicedo. Rice? Maybe I've always had issues. I think Lavia offers more, in my opinion. Maybe again, coach hates Chelsea. No, I don't. I'm just playing the devil's advocate here. We haven't seen a lot of Lavia. How you put him over Rice. And it wasn't me. So you better direct your discontent to the person at the person that said it. Arteta plays Partey at right back. For some unknown reason, defensive solidity. He's six. Casado Lavia, best please. No Fernandez, according to Castro. Okay. Who's Declan Rice? The guy that sells rice at Arsenal. Dante, you seen Jay's pick on the screen.
Mm.
Do you agree?
I agree with Caicedo 100%. Best defensive midfielder in the league. He would probably be one of the top players in the league at the moment. If you're going to choose an MVP, he'll be very close to it. Lavia, I don't agree. No, I wouldn't put up Lavia there. I would have Enzo Fernandez there.
Elaborate why you have Enzo
Mm,
Fernandez there. I think that's where I'm gonna have to agree with you. Balance. It's important in terms of not being too defensive. I get it. These two they provide excellent defensive screening or shield for our defensive line. But then again, we lack a lot offensively. I think we've made that argument here severally. But let's hear you. Can you elaborate? Why would you do that?
You basically said it there, but balance 100%. Way too defensive with those two. Obviously, ball playing abilities, breaking the lines, quick passes, spread is changing tempo, slow tempo, high tempo. Lavia, we've only seen 2 games basically. Then he played another game. He didn't have the best of games. So it's too early for me to put Lavia in that conversation. Enzo was much better for the first 5-6 games of the season. He was very good. He was one of the reasons we were doing so well. So I would definitely have Enzo over Lavia for now, 100%.
I'll do the same. I'm just trying to see. I fixed something. Let me see if it works now. I will go back to Raya. I know he's a much better goalkeeper. Still showing the old one, but I'll continue working to see if I fix it. Okay, 10. We have multiple players that can play in
And
that
yeah, sorry,
position.
coach, I wasn't finished.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry,
And this
apologies.
team, it's also this team. Look who's our centre backs.
Our
So
centre backs, you say?
in this team, so we're choosing this team, right? Combined 11. So if you
Yeah.
have Saliba and Gabriel there, I don't need Lavia Caicedo there. I would definitely have Enzo all day, every day. When you have those two centre backs covering Cucurella, James there, you don't need an extra Lavia there. I would 100% have Enzo Fernandez for, like I said, for those reasons, and because the defense behind him as well.
Jay, do you agree? I think it makes sense. If you have a solid defensive line as the one we're looking at on the screen, I don't think it makes sense to play 2 6s here who are, you could say, more
Um,
defense that are defensively minded.
well, I don't actually see, Caicedo as the six when he's playing with Lavia. I see Lavia as that six, and Caicedo when Lavia is playing, Caicedo is more of your box to box and eight type of player. And the stats just show that he has, I think, the most forward passes in the Premier League right now. When you talk about the centre mids as well,
Hmm.
so for me, it works as a eight and box to box when Lavia is playing. So I don't see them as a 2 6s, and it's also about perspective how you're looking at this combined 11. I'm seeing it more like, who are the players who deserve from both the teams, who deserves to be uh, in the 11. And for me, I think Lavia and Caicedo are the ones. Enzo, for me, he's a good player. I have my argument. I literally was in favor with you why he's a very crucial part of Chelsea. But I think this season's performance, I think Lavia has been more deserving to play that role. But I can agree with Dante's point that we are having much, much more defensive solidity already with Saliba and Gabriel on the pitch. I can see that. But I'm seeing it more like, the ones who are deserving throughout the season.
So sorry, Jay. So from 2 games, Lavia is more deserving than Enzo for the first 5-6 games where we were basically, so good.
By that logic, I don't think we can also play James or Ben White because he hasn't played a lot of games as well. But
Yeah, no, yeah,
yeah,
I agree with that as well. That's what I was going to say. That, but coach said the better player, so yeah, with the better player. But defensively, Ben White's been better because he's played longer. Yes.
yeah.
Okay, so are we leaving it like this? I think I'd rather mix it up with Enzo Fernandez to have a balance. So, Jay, I think we'll beat you on since we both agree. I'd go with Caicedo
2 versus
and
1.
Lavius. Yeah, the same majority carries the vote, except if we're gonna use a poll, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's use a poll. So
We can rig the
democracy
poll, no
here.
problem, coach.
Yeah. The
We know
Dante
you rig the
logic
polls.
only works for Dante. I know you were going to disagree because you don't like Enzo Fernandez. I wish Sanchez, with Sanchez in goal, this team gets relegated and Maresca gets sacked. No, I did make adjustment to the photo of the Arsenal players to see if it's going to work still. I have some work
No,
to
with
do for it
Gabriel
to
and
show
Saliba
up.
there, I don't think that would happen. No.
Sorry.
If Saliba and Gabriel are in front of Sanchez, that's a big help. I don't think that would happen. No.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Here's where that's still an issue. Sanchez's mistakes come from him passing out from back, not shot stopping in most cases.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah, so probably even if you go get John Terry and what's his name? The former Portugal international. I think he still concede from giving the ball to the opposition, and yeah, they score against him. So
Could be, yeah, could
there's
be. But I've
this.
seen Raya do that quite a bit
Yeah,
as
go
well last
ahead.
season. Especially. Raya did that a lot last season as well. He had so many mistakes when he first came in. He did a lot of mistakes. All the fans wanted Ramsdale back in because Raya was so bad. But then he got better and obviously kept his place and got much better. But yeah, Raya was doing that actually quite a bit as well.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm going to say this. Arsenal came close to winning the title 2 seasons ago, and they're not progressing. Actually, they've been regressing, in my opinion.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
100%. Yeah,
yeah.
100%.
So the 10 position. Let's hear you talk about the 10 position, and I'm going to use the poll to try to figure out again who pairs Caicedo, so that let's be as inclusive as we can here for those in the chat. But let's hear you, Dante. The 10 position they have. Oh, they got Joao Felix can play there, but Joao Felix hasn't played that much in the Premier League. But let's
No.
hear you and
Well,
why.
it's clearly Palmer for the 10. That's an easy
Yeah,
one for me. Odegaard, yeah, he's been okay, but he's been, not that he's been out a little bit. He
Yeah,
hasn't done as much as Palmer, not even close.
yeah. No poll needed.
no, no poll needed for that one. Um, Palmer here. Definitely. I think a lot of Arsenal fans will agree, but I think they probably have, again, the differ, the 2 6s here. A lot of them probably, they say they'll be, you can say they suggest two of their defensive midfielders in Partey and Rice. They won't even agree that any of our players will make it there. Um,
Look,
okay,
Rice,
let's,
I mean, yeah, Rice last season, yeah, 100% Rice. This season,
Yeah,
because you said it's this season. This season, no, he's been pretty bad actually this season. He's he
yeah.
hasn't played well at all.
yeah, why not bring back Kepa? At least it's not that list. Kepa is an excellent ball playing defender, goalkeeper. Actually, Amigo, no Joel or Donez, the player from Okoido. Amigo, honestly, I don't know that player in question. I'm not gonna pretend I do when I don't. Now I got to say, oh, they got just for Palmer's performance versus Liverpool and United. Really? Um, no. But here, Jay, left wing.
I think I'll go with Pedro Neto.
Why
I
Pedro
think it's
Neto?
because he has been really good. The assist and the things that he puts on, his pace, his ability to, press the opponent as well, putting in balls, and his partnership with Palmer, and even the striker that we will decide. I think he has been really good. And the competitor that we are putting him against is Martinelli, who has been really, really far for me. So Pedro Neto is clear.
How about you, Dante? Let's hear you.
This is one of the areas that's probably the toughest. Why? Because yeah, okay, we're looking. It's a winger position, but Arsenal can play. They've played Havertz sort of in that position that then goes forward. So it's a tough one there. If you're going to go for the who's had a better season, well, there has to be Havertz. Even though I hate him, it still has to be Havertz because he started the season well. Um, Neto, of course, I would choose Neto as if it's a pure winger, but combined 11, if you're going to have to fit him in over form and output, it has to be Havertz.
So left wing, you say has to be who?
I would put Havertz.
Yeah, I'm siding with. I'm not gonna put Havertz there. I'm side. I'm siding with Jay this time. I think Neto.
Again, coach,
Same.
3 games for Neto. I can't do it for 3 games Premier League. I can't put
But
Neto there.
he's been in the Premier League for how many seasons now? This is not his first season, and you
Yeah,
know him
but you
well
said this
enough.
season. We're doing this season, you said.
Okay,
That's what you
but
said.
no, but again, your knowledge of the player matters.
Oh, look, as a pure winger, 100% Neto, I would choose. That's a very easy
Yeah.
one. But for this season, in form and how many goals and assists and extra, it's definitely Havertz. He's the
Uh,
reason why Arsenal are even the same points with us. Even though I don't
I
like
can,
him, I
I
hate
can,
him. It is what it is
yeah.
because he's actually kept them. going. Surprisingly, he's the one that's kept them going.
He's got the numbers. I can see their argument as well, but I'm actually seeing Havertz more in competition with Jackson, for that forward position. For me, on that left-hand side, it's more of a battle between Neto and Martinelli, and hence I'm supporting Neto for that position because I don't see Havertz in that area. I see him more as a forward one
This
because
is where I'm being,
where
because, like I said,
yeah,
Arsenal put this lineup out, but then Havertz switches with Trossard as forward. But Havertz, they play a
yeah,
two front man. They play both in the front, but Havertz goes to the left
yeah.
as well. So because
Yeah, so
Saka's
it's
always
more
on the
of,
right.
practically what you see on the pitch for me rather than the formation on the paper.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I'm siding Jay, irrespective of whatever you guys conclude. I don't care. Dante can.
Yeah, I don't care either. I'm happy with Neto. I'm just saying over form
Now
and
I understand your
yeah,
explanation, but yeah.
yeah. No, because
Big Ty,
Martinelli,
big up to you too, Ty. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, good night, whatever suits your time zone. Thank you, Ty. I appreciate that. And we beat Chalaba. Okay. One game. Robert Sanchez is prime Buffon. Next 2-3 games, he is. I would check. I'm not into them calling, but it was easy for me to call him Judas Iscariot because I would never forget that Champions League final. Loris Karius. Yeah, it was easy to switch his name to Judas Iscariot. Let's see. Why not bring back Kepa at least? He's not on that list. Let's see. Yeah, I've said. I think I've addressed that comment, and I told you I don't know him. I hope we sell. Okay, we'll see. Namaya he started doing his own thing. Now I got to say, oh, they got just for Palmer's performance versus Liverpool. I've addressed that too. I disagree. Palmer is a more complete player, in my opinion.
and it's had
I
the better
like
season.
Odegaard, but
Okay.
I'm not going to even go to the extent of saying that because of Palmer's, you can say, not up to par performance in a particular game that I started Odegaard over him. No, even on the game, let's say Dante, you were saying something.
Exactly, coach. You can't put it on two games that he didn't play against United and Liverpool well. But I think the Liverpool one he didn't do too bad. He just missed the chances. The
And
United one, yeah,
you can say the tactics stifled him to an
correct. It's
extent.
down to the tactics these two games because we are playing with one extra defensive midfielder. So yes, it's that outlet is not quite there for him anymore to help him. So, but overall the season, like he's far clear of Odegaard for output. 100%, he's out far ahead of him.
Yeah, and just quickly, if you're watching, and you have a family member, a friend, co-worker, a sibling, whatever you want to call it, celebrating his or her birthday or a marriage or occasion, do let us know so we can celebrate with you. Jay, anything you want to say? Some who a Bluetooth game suggesting he start what's his name over Cole Palmer.
No, I don't think that argument stands at all. We are talking about one of the best player, of the season in this Premier League, and even you can argue he's one of those player in Europe that is having one of the greatest seasons as well. He's considered in that category right now. So there's no question that you are actually putting any player over Palmer right now. The stat speaks for it, and even the non-stat abilities that he possesses on the pitch. Example that pass to Neto and then to Jackson. I think Palmer is clear. You can't make that argument at all.
Yeah. So, in other words, the Bluetooth game, your argument stinks, according to Jay. Let's see.
Okay.
Arsenal have been regressing. Yeah. Even before Edu left, they were close to winning the title, and then the season after they weren't strategic. I think they focused too much on signing defensive players, not where area where they lagged. And yeah, it's been a huge mistake. Yeah, and recovering is going to be difficult. It's too early, but this season isn't looking good for them. Big up to you too. Nice to see you out. I hope you're doing well. Palmer not training coach. Okay. Let's see what happens. You could still train later in the evening today. Big up to you too. We're unfortunately gonna lose. Okay, I remember you said that. You have to put NATO on the left because we all know Saka is going on the right. Yeah, it only makes sense that Saka goes on the right. He should take that. One Saka is going on the right, and the other option is Mudryk. Yeah, Neto should start over Mudryk right now, irrespective of what you think. Neto is an old school winger, not like a Grealish who passes the ball sideways and backwards. Yeah, the poll don't lie. That you should look at the poll. I'll look at it in a bit. Why is that the arguing with the Geffer? Bench him now. You can't bench the captain, man. You shouldn't.
Hey, the captain has a say.
Yeah, he has to say, yep. The NATO cannot do for 3 games, but Latvia, yes, can do. Some argument right there.
That's a
Okay, if
horrible
we are
argument. I never
playing
said that.
Havertz at centre forward, we will have to decommission all the seats in Rosie, and that's a huge loss in revenue. I get where that is going. Anything else, coach? Remember when Havertz played in midfield for Arsenal last season until it took Arteta 10, 15 games to play Havertz as a striker. I think he's done relatively well to them. He's not quite there yet. I think Chelsea fans will still cook him. Saka would cook at Chelsea with Madwick going to Arsenal. Imagine that's what. It will never happen except if Saka feels disrespected at Arsenal and then would want to show them what they're missing and Chelsea are interested, then boom, he comes to Chelsea. And probably if it sinks in that, yeah, at Arsenal, winning any trophy is difficult. All right. Right wing, Saka takes it. No argument. Unfortunately, I have to make some adjustments to the way the image is displayed. I built the application with Chelsea photos and the dimensions aren't the same, so that's why Arsenal players are, you can see they're looking like they're hiding, they're shy and they don't want to show up. Um, Anybody disagree? Saka for me should take that position, in my opinion.
Yep, no,
Yeah,
that's an
no
easy
poll
one.
needed.
Yeah, no poll needed. Yeah, we agree. So let's see for the who pairs can say the question. 78% thinks it should be Lavia Pate, 11%, Rice 11%, Enzo Fernandez 0. You guys are not, all of you are going to hell.
That's proper hate. Even I
My
can't argue with that.
goodness, that's like sticking up.
Yeah, it happens. People have a short memory. They look at the last couple of games always, last 2, 3 games.
Oh
Yeah,
my goodness. That's not nice. Saka, again, let me. I can. That's the wrong message. It highlighted the wrong one for me. Saka right wing with Palmer at central attacking midfield. That duo will cook. With Jackson up front and Neto on the left wing. That front four will be like a Real Madrid from front three. What CR7 and who? Benzema and Bale. Probably was it Bale now? What does he is he still playing? Okay. The Bluetooth game is saying if Arsenal finish outside the top four, coach Saka will reconsider his position. These three seasons, let me see. These 3 seasons in a row where Arsenal have failed to deliver any cheeky beat and he's gonna move. If they give him a raise, he probably stays. And I think he's on a good salary right now. I'm not sure how much. Coach, I'm a huge fan of Kukurea. You know that, right? I do know. Was I the one that convinced you to start trusting him? I maybe let me not give myself too much credit. Number 9, they have Gabriel Jesus, they have Kai Havertz, and we have Nicholas Jackson, Christopher, and Kunku. Am I missing anybody? I think Jackson definitely, in my opinion. But let's hear your thoughts. Whether uh, I don't think Jesus doesn't he doesn't again given his current form, I don't think he can measure Jackson in fulfilling that role. Jackson, he's a more rounded player, maybe compared to Gabriel Jesus because he can be more physical than Gabriel Jesus, and it looks like his quicker than Gabriel Jesus. So why not? That's my opinion. But let's hear you, Dante and Jay, your opinion on the number 9 position.
Yeah, it will be Jackson. Just for the all-round game, stats as well. Obviously, are pretty good. For that striking position, yeah, I would have Jackson.
And he's been in excellent form, in better form than Gabriel Jesus for like
Yeah, and scored some. Gabriel
since last
Jesus has
season,
been
actually.
nowhere, coach. He's not even in the conversation, to be honest. So I don't know why you bringing him up. He's just been nowhere,
I
basically.
mean, for the sake of it, the sake of
Yeah,
being
no,
inclusive, maybe, or not just
he's hardly played. Yeah,
yeah.
he's hardly played either. He's not really, being used. So, um, yeah, it's definitely Jackson. Like I said, if I needed to reward Havertz for the good season he's had, I would put him in that left wing there just to add him into the team to mix it up a bit. But otherwise, no, 100% up front Jackson.
Yeah, and in all honesty, this front four is fire. The only thing I do differently would be start Enzo Fernandez here. But that's just my opinion. A lot of people, though, again, I'm not gonna even try to explain myself. A lot of people will never understand that. They just want two solid, again, defensively solid 2 6s there, and that's it for
So,
them. Yeah.
so are we really not considering Michi Batshuayi for the striker position? All right, it's Jackson. I can agree with that.
Dante, you know, Bashwai is his cousin, right?
Yeah. I know.
But
He's
here's the
still
thing: I
playing in the
think
under
we,
19s,
we,
Jake.
we actually we're disrespecting that guy. I don't know because he's a good striker, and he's capable of dropping deep and participating in playing, also creating chances for his teammates. But I think maybe he can. The fact that he doesn't understand or speak English fluently, I think, was again at the time a hindrance. Because he's a good striker really, and he won us the league, irrespective of how you can say measure his performance as a Chelsea player.
Well, I
You
think
shouldn't.
I think the
Yeah, go
only
ahead.
the only person who disrespected Michi Batshuayi here is you, coach, because you always laugh whenever I mention his name. So everyone else takes him seriously. It's you only who makes a laugh and
It depends on the
just loves it.
timing and how you bring up his
Really?
name. So
Okay.
You bring it up for a laugh, Jay. Come on.
yeah,
No,
exactly.
I'm
It just
really
has to
serious.
be more
Come on, he's
specific.
he's training with the under 19. What are you guys talking?
Exactly. Yeah, there you go.
But nice to see you, Brianni. How you, Enzo? Is so poor that I will play Fabregas in a wheelchair instead. Wow, you are definitely going there. You, wow. I'm never gonna trust you again for saying such. You're a bad person, man. No, Kuchila Bell retired early last year. He's now playing golf. That's his thing. Professional level.
Isn't in the US? I thought
Jackson.
he's in the US playing.
Okay. Jackson is better than Havertz and Jesus. Both, you could argue. That front four is the one will avoid relegation. That's a super front four right there. Very important, in my opinion. Have you have you plucked me here? When I acknowledge people, there's no response. Really? I'm seeing you coming, so that simply means nobody blocked you, and I don't think anybody can. I think you're a super moderator, actually. But Ty, nice to see you, my bro. Again, you know what to do. I appreciate you. Stop
Big up,
complaining
Ty.
and be part of the show. That front four will win a Premier League. And Ty, by the way, he's doing a watch along, so let me redirect the show to his show as soon as I can before I forget. Again, we spent all this time getting rid of that lanky giraffe, and now you want to bring him back. This panel, it's you. You're not a nice person. Look at you never calling everybody. Remember, Coach?
What did you call him, Coach?
Props,
Can you repeat that one, Coach? Sorry, that was a good one. Can you
which one?
read that one again?
That's from my enemy. We spent all this time getting rid of that lanky player. Go with. I'm not
Read it again,
saying that
please.
again. I'm
That
not
was the
doing
best one
that,
I've heard for a
definitely.
while. That was a
That
good one.
lanky giraffe, and now you want to bring him back. This panel, giraffe's lives don't
Giraffe.
matter. You're going there, and I'm not hiding
You
my
made him
feelings
sound cute,
anymore
Coach.
about you.
Giraffe.
Yeah, and remember, Coach propped up Koulibaly. Propped Koulibaly. Do I need to say more? Koulibaly is a good player. I didn't lie, and you know that too. Just let me alone. Vic deserves to be in the eighth place. Yeah, he does deserve to be there. All right, I'm gonna scroll to the very bottom. What else do we have here? We're going to build our own lineup. I think I don't know if we should do two. One for okay, one for Dante and one for Jay. Okay, let's do it like that. Then if they have a counter argument with regards to the presence of a player in the lineup, they can say it. Let's do this here. All right, let's do this here. Give me 1 second.
Oh yeah, coach, congratulations, you have a new president.
Oh yeah, he's my
Yeah,
president, irrespective of what I think of him. So you're not gonna get me to say anything. That's you can say that's the beauty of democracy. Sometimes you get what you want, sometimes you don't. And when majority chooses a certain leader, whether you like that person or not, that's democracy.
You got to love him
You
you got to love him in Texas, coach. You got to wear that hat.
yeah, moving to Texas, fun. Yep. But Dante, let's start with you. Your preferred lineup.
Preferred lineup would be Jorgensen.
Okay.
If we're doing preferred, this
That
I
was
would
a
put him in.
mistake.
I would put him in over Sanchez 100%, but yeah, it'll be Sanchez.
Okay. Let's do your preferred lineup. Let's just have fun. We may have time to do the predicted lineup. Your preferred lineup, you say Jorgensen.
Yep.
All right. What else do we have here?
Yeah, Cucurella left.
Kukurea left. Yep. Dante's gonna go there. Yep. He knows what he did. And I'm not. I just like I don't want to talk politics here. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would have I would probably go for Colwell there.
Left centre back, Levi
Left centre
Colwell.
back Colwell, yep.
All right.
I would have Tosin.
It looks like we'll probably you and I will agree. Our lineup will be the same. And would you go with the same structure too?
Well, yeah, it'll be obviously like that in a defensive phase. In attacking phase, Cucurella would invert into midfield.
Okay.
So Colwell will then be left centre back, Tosin in centre back, and James will be the right centre back.
So James.
James. Yep.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would have Enzo in the 8 in the DM. So the sitting DM ball playing, deep playmaker. That'll be Enzo. I would.
Okay. Let's just go with the structure we're looking at. Who pairs them, irrespective of the application?
It'll be Caicedo.
Okay.
So Caicedo would be the box to box 8.
And Enzo will be the deep line playmaker. Okay.
Yeah, Enzo will stay deep. He wouldn't go forward, no, at all. He will stay deep, and Cucurella would invert to help him in the midfield.
Okay.
For defensive cover. Yep. So obviously Palmer would be now this also depends on who we play. This is why I would different. If we play a low block team, I would have a different. If we play a more attacking team, I would have a different. So yeah, it just depends on who we play. Palmer would be the 10, the attacking 8 or 10, whatever you want to call it. He would be that. But against low blocks, he would be playing on the right wing for me.
But against you could say teams that come at us, you'd deploy him in the 10 position.
Correct. Yes.
All right, go ahead. Let's get other positions there.
Yep. So Neto, I would put on the right.
On the right hand side.
Yes.
All right. Who else?
On the left hand side, that's where it's a little bit tougher. Yeah, it's a bit of a toss up that one, but I'll put Sancho for now.
You put
Sancho,
Sancho there.
Isn't
yes.
he injured?
This is a preferred lineup.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not for this game. We're just yeah.
Yeah, we're just having fun. We still have a bit
Okay.
of time. Yeah. So you're number 9.
Yeah, that'll be Jackson. Yes.
Mm, I think I agree. This is perfect balance here. I agree with this lineup. I don't disagree anywhere really.
Yeah. So this
And
would be
there's something
against
that
yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, look, if we're playing against a really, really low block team, like we've come up and we've struggled against it, I would change that then around. I wouldn't have Jackson up front. I would have Nkunku up front, and I would have Felix in behind, and I would have Palmer on the right.
How about in a 4-3-3? What switches for you?
Yeah, that switches, of course. In a 4-3-3, Lavia would come into that defensive midfield role.
To be central and then Cole Palmer coming to the right and one of Sancho or Neto dropping.
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because the structure dictates who gets to play or not. Jay, let's see your preferred lineup. But before we start yours, give me 1 second here. I think we'll do yours. Yeah, we're here. Let's see what else we have in the chat here. Could you do a line? Yeah, we'll try and play around with that really in a bit. That to
Just to
the each
finish on
place
that
is
one, coach.
separate. Sorry.
Just to finish on that one. So why I would choose Enzo to be that depth playing maker. It gives us more attacking options, obviously, makes us a bit more offensive. If we go ahead, then Enzo can basically come off. Lavia comes on. There's your perfect two DMs playing and seeing a game out. So that's how I would go for it.
I like this lineup. I've always called for Tosin to be included in our back line in the Premier League. His cool-headedness, his leadership. He might not be the most vocal. I'm not in the pitch, but from what I've seen, he can lead by example. Reads the game very well. Never in a hurry. Doesn't make rash decisions, just like Fofana. As much as I like Fofana in the midfield area, I would almost always start Enzo Fernandez and one of Moises Caicedo or Romelu Lavia for perfect balance. Again with these with Tosin and Cowell, I think we'll have and Rhys James on the right hand side, right back, Kokorea left back. I think we'll have this is a good balance in my opinion.
Yeah, and there's the only problem with Lavia is he's not a very good like 8 box to box. It's not his game. He's a more defensive midfielder. That's where he played his best. And he hasn't got that in his game to play a box to box. And he's a bigger guy, he's more muscly, he's heavier, and that would not suit him. But well, I've already seen him playing in the DM, running around a bit more. I've seen him huffing and puffing hard. He hasn't got that tank yet to play. Like he probably will in a couple of years' time, 2 to 3 years' time. He will have that tank, as in aerobic performance I'm talking about. But he hasn't got that now. Like I said, Caicedo can do that all game. He can go up and down, left, right, no problem. I saw Lavia, especially the last game. He was huffing and puffing. He was already struggling with the extra movement. So that's why I would not have him in an 8. I would always play Enzo as the DM, and then Caicedo. He can. I would play Caicedo that 3 role, 8. The 8 box to box. He can move around, help defense, go forward a bit, do it a bit of all. And yeah, that's why I wouldn't play Lavia there. That's my reasoning behind it as well.
All right, just quickly before we go to selecting Jay's preferred lineup, here are the players listed again that were involved in the training today. Training session: Tosin, Christopher Nkunku, Mihailo Mudryk, while Pedro Neto, Wesley Fofana, Enzo Fernandez were also pictured. Keenan Drewsbury Hall and Malo Gusto were also involved, while Nani Madueke will hope to return to the starting lineup after missing out against Noah. He didn't. I don't think it'd be right to say he missed out. He played the game before. Okay,
It
now they're
wasn't
telling me
needed.
to scroll through the picture. I'm looking for Cole Palmer. His name wasn't mentioned. I see Nkunku and Tosin, Mihailo Mudryk here. That's Nani Madueke and Malo Gusto. Who's this? Okay, Enzo Fernandez here. Wesley Fofana here, Keenan Drewsbury Hall, Bobby's cousin there on the picture. I don't see Cole Palmer. Chances are again, they're doing that on purpose, just not to give away so much with regards to starts. Managers do that. Okay, Jay, your preferred lineup. We do Bobby's preferred lineup. Then we do the sort of lineup that where it says, Coach, do a lineup where you're not allowed to use players from the previous lineup. Wow, from the previous lineup, you mean the previous game? If you mean the previous game, then that's fine. Then I think I can do that effectively. Okay. A separate note. What do you think about a striker like Matthews? Is it Matthews or Matthews Kuna to compete with Nico up front if Duran is no longer available? I never. Again, nah. We need a different sort of profile. He doesn't differ that much from Nicholas Jackson, in my opinion. And we still have Nkunku, who's kind of, so you could say, a hybrid number nine. No, we don't need that sort of player, in my opinion. But I'm not the manager anyway. Chances are he wants that. For choosing Enzo, Casado, and Lavia, I'm gonna see the three of them can play, but that will again would need to like change the structure to accommodate them. 4-3-3, please, so that we can use the three of them. It will happen, and Mob is suggesting that probably we'll go with a 4-3-3 structure. Okay, I see that there. So I'm going to scroll to the very bottom and now try to get your subsequent contributions in the chat. Ty did share the link to his YouTube channel. Did it take time for that to show? It looks like Nightbot. It looks like he's quitting. He doesn't listen to commands. Okay, it just showed. Yes, people, go check out Ty's YouTube channel. He has again a live stream scheduled for today. Watch along. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ty. Go subscribe. I would remember to redirect this show to that so that it takes people to that place. Even if you will not be available to watch, you drop a like for him on the stream. Subscriber to Chelsea Sessions, 11 away from 2,900 subscribers, and 101 away from 3,000. Okay. Why are you just making the mathematics difficult? Just go with one option. But more importantly, go check out Ty's YouTube channel and be sure to subscribe. Let him know I sent you. Let's help him grow. He should have at least 10,000 subscribers. Okay, Jay, your preferred lineup. Let's hear you.
Yeah, so obviously there won't be, much of a difference from what Dante's preferred one is, but there will be one or two picks. So obviously in goalkeeper, I'll go with Jorgensen. Anything to get rid of Sanchez. I will play Willy Caballero for the facts, but yeah,
I'm
Jorgensen.
shocked if I know Vic will pick Sanchez, but go ahead.
Yeah, so yeah, right back will be James, left back Kukurea.
Okay, right back James. Left back Kukurea.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people will agree, but just go ahead.
And the centre back partnership of Levi Colwell and Fofana. You'll be surprised, but yeah, I still prefer the centre back partnership of Fofana and Colwell because I still think that
Why
there's
do you prefer Fofana?
yeah, because I still think that there's a great talent in Fofana. I think he's still recovering from the injury that he got. He's coming. We have to always remember that he's coming back from a horrible injury which kept him out for such a long period of time. And I still think that with experience, with his time on the pitch, I still think we can unlock the player that we always wanted to see. And I think it will be more futuristic. And this is what I want to see. It will be more futuristic to play Fofana with Colville more rather than going with Tosin, who's obviously much more experienced and give us some really good points on the pitch. But yeah, just for the sake of future, I still think that there's a lot of quality in Fofana, which will only get unlocked if we give him more experience. So yeah,
But
that's why I prefer that.
let's assume your objective again to consider his future is important. But for me,
Mm.
my opinion, if I want to win the game at hand, I'd go for Tosin over him. And here's why. I'm gonna explain. Then you can elaborate whether if you want to win the game at hand immediately, you just start Fofana over Tosin. Here's what my observation from again what I've observed whenever we have the pairing we're looking at on the screen in games. They do well with space. But once we face persistent pressure from the opposition, they start panicking. You start seeing primary school mistakes from them. And there's something that's very common with Fofana is the way he lunges in for tackles in most cases, and the way you can say he goes in for tackle doesn't time it properly and gets dribbled easily. It was that sort of behavior that we could have. Was it what game was it? They had again. They got an opportunity that he launched in for a tackle, mistimed it, and I think he was nutmegged. But Sanchez was what as it again did he was again in his A game in that particular game and made that last minute save. I think had he considered that good, I think we would have lost, or maybe the game would have ended in a draw. I can't quite remember. So I know he has it in him, but as a manager, if I want to win the next game, I'd go for Tosin just for what I explained. Under persistent pressure, you see them making silly mistakes here and there. But that's just my opinion. As a manager, if your objective is to win the game at hand, would you still start him over Tosin, Jay? That's the question that I'm asking you right now.
Well, if you put it like that, and if you make the case like that, then yeah, I agree that Tosin will give us the more resolute defensive abilities rather than what Fofana is kind of providing us in the moment right now. But again, looking at the season ahead, I really want Colvin and Fofana to work it out, and I have a feeling with more games it can work out, and that is why I prefer them. But if you make a case like we have to go tomorrow and take some points, who will you choose? Then yeah, Tosin is a good shout for that argument.
All right. Okay. Let's move on. Your two sixes.
Uh, Obviously, this is the one position again that we will see a difference. I will play
Yeah,
Caicedo,
we will
who's
differ. I know.
undroppable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
who's
ahead.
undroppable right now. So Caicedo as the one, and the other one will be Lavia. Obviously, I'll explain it more.
I mean, if you have to go with this, the two center back pairing, the pairing you have there for the center back position, I wouldn't mind
Yeah,
what you're doing here. No explanation needed. So you're doing the same thing. I'm basically doing the same thing our manager is doing. Because of
yeah,
the issue here, defensive line issue, you need more
mm,
protection here. It makes perfect
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
So
And
I don't disagree with the two sixes given the two center backs. But go ahead, explain the way you wish to explain it.
And I'll just add, sorry, Jay. If Gusto was there, I would agree. But
mm,
Cucurella back, I don't think that's the case. I think Cucurella
You,
adds
you
a
think
lot of
with Kukurea here we don't need these two sixes?
exactly. I think he's a much better defensive player, and but especially how Maresca has been using him, not using him as defensive. So Cucurella there, that makes the defense much more solid.
yeah.
Hmm.
There's that argument, and I totally understand. But as you mentioned, coach, that since I'm playing the two center backs, there is a requirement for maybe Lavia to be there. But even if you put Tosin there with Colwell, I still think that our defense is shaky. It's very possible that they
Not
will
not
still
not
leak
as
goals.
not as shaky as when you have these in two you say inexperience. But go ahead.
Yeah, you are right in that case. But again, I think one player is not going to totally make a whole change. I still think that the backline is very much susceptible to leaking goals, and some of the goals will be
Irrespective of who
really,
starts.
yeah, irrespective. And one the thing about Cucurella is that I will play him in exact the same role what which Gusto was playing. I will still make him go forward, you know, underlap and be that player around the opponent's box and create an overload. So it will be the same case as Gusto. So the backline will again be the three of James, Fofana, and Colwell. In most cases, I know Cucurella can backtrack a lot and will still be there in most of the cases to to help the defense. But when you're kind of putting him in that Gusto role, which Maresca is trying to put, I still think that the back three will be of Colwell, Fofana, and James most of the time, and hence where Lavia will be really much helpful because I still think that Maresca is going to be uh, stuck with the experiment that he was doing with Gusto. I still think that he will be doing the same with Cucurella as well. and hence why the
Yeah,
selection of Lavia for me.
Kukurea
I knew
probably will fulfill that role
I
better
knew you were
than
gonna
a
say that, Jay,
Gusto.
as well. I was expecting that one to come, and that yeah, I see. For me, that's you're putting Cucurella in the 10 position for what reason?
Hmm. Not 10, it's a forward 8 to create an overload. I know you
No,
will
it's a
say
10
that there is enough.
because Palmer drops deep and he goes in Palmer's position. That's what Gusto has been doing.
Look, from my eyes, when I was watching the game against United, and even the one prior to that, I saw Gusto as an left-sided eight, which was more forward rather than more centrally as a 10, and he was creating that overload, which I think Ukela will be doing the same on the right-hand side. Sorry, maybe on the left-hand side. So
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not really seeing
I
him
agree that
as
it's
a
better from the
10
left
right.
hand side instead of going
Yeah.
all the way the other side. 100%.
And I think Cucurella will do a much better job when he's near the final third. He will be
Mm,
more good with
yeah.
his passes. He will link up better, and his shooting ability can be really good as well. Although we don't have much
No,
example of it.
I've never seen him shoot. So, no, I don't think that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
um, yeah, I agree. His short
whenever
passes are better.
I remember that he doesn't shoot, I just remember Kovacic. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Look, he's better, definitely Cucurella for short passes and link up play, but you're putting him in that position. He's never played there. He will struggle there, just like Gusto has. It's a completely different role. And what you're doing with that is so you're putting a defensive player in an attacking position and you expect him to run back every time into that left back position as well. So that is a lot of kilometers to cover. That's a lot of kilometers to cover. And that was the problem with Gusto. That's why we got cut open because he could never get back into his position. He was way too far ahead. If they when they Man United counterattacked, they got through us so easily because he could never get back in position. And they exploited that. So that was one criticism I had a little bit of that tactic. Especially, look, it
yeah,
worked because Gusto got the ball. The problem is he had no idea. Like I said, he had over 40 touches in the attacking phase. He only created one chance from that 40 touches in the attacking
yeah,
phase. He had way more touches than Palmer. Way more touches.
yeah,
I
So for
think
me,
what's happening right now, it's again that you can say that role is novice to him, and the manager wants to get him to learn how to fulfill that role. And I think he's still giving more time, and eventually, probably he get used to fulfilling that role. Um, he,
no,
let's
I
see.
don't. I think I think that role's finished in my opinion. I don't think he's going to use that. But that's my opinion. Might still
uh,
see it, but I don't think we'll see it anymore. I don't think that worked at all, to be honest.
yeah. I think the purpose of this role is to protect Reece James. I think if he was fit, he was not injured for this while. I think there was no issue. He would be the perfect person to actually fulfill that role. But since he's injured and he wants to protect him, that is
Who's
why
injured?
he's experimenting and taking a gamble with Gusto, and he will take a similar gamble with Cucurella as well. And
Sorry,
I
who's
think
injured, Jay?
Cucurella will be sorry.
Who's injured? Who did you say is injured?
I said since James was injured for this while, this much time, we
Yeah.
don't want him to play that role. Want to go forward and come back again because that will be much more risky for him. And hence
Uh-huh.
he put him at left back and wanted to try it with Gusto. And if Gusto is out of the team, he will try it similarly with Cucurella because again he don't want James to play that role due to his injury crisis. And
But are you
I
saying
think as
James
you
is going to play that role in the future? Is that what you're hinting, or
yes, I
okay?
100% think if he's he's more in a fitness, he's not injured, and there's a confidence that he can do that role. I think he will 100% do that role, and he will be absolutely perfect for that role as well. And we can not argue that his shooting ability is one of the finest.
Okay, but then you're still making him run the most kilometers on the field, so you still will do that.
Yeah, when we have the proof, when we have enough evidence that the guy is now injury free, or maybe his body is now more, capable
He'll
of
never be injury
of
free, Jay. You know that he'll never be injury free. It's just impossible to be injury free. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I can see that he'll definitely be better there because he has a shot on him. He can shoot.
yeah.
He's I don't know how good he is in tight spaces. I don't think he's as good in tight spaces because he's never really played in tight spaces like that. But he can shoot, which is a big bonus, and he's strong, so he can hold the ball up a bit as well. So yeah, he can do that. But yeah, that's a risky one. Yeah, because that's a lot of
And
running. Yeah.
yeah, and also the argument you took that Gusto is not really, as a defender,
All
he
right,
has
Jay.
been horrible going.
Interesting. Let's see what you do here, Jay. Sorry. Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
you
I
were
think
still
that's a
talking.
never-ending
Apologies. Go ahead,
argument
Jay.
as well. We should move forward. Yeah. So again, Lavia and Caicedo, and I think it's a pretty much the same front four. I'll play Sancho, Cole Palmer, Neto, and Jackson.
Yep.
Okay. Sancho on the left.
Mm.
On the right here,
Pedro
you
Neto.
said Neto. So
Would you
Bobby,
so
let's hear what Bobby has his lineup when we get to his own. And Jackson here.
just
One
one quick
more
question for
question.
Jay. Sorry, coach.
One more question,
Yeah,
Jay.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
if the structure switches to 4-3-3? What are you gonna do? I know
If it's
Kopama comes here.
yeah, I know why you
Kopama
are
comes
asking
here,
that
right?
question.
Yeah.
I know
Then
why
what do
you
you
are
do?
asking that
Yeah.
question. Enzo will directly be in the lineup if that's the formation.
Central or one of the again left eight or right eight?
I'll play. Mm, I think still Caicedo will operate as the box to box eight. His passing ability is really good, and I think we can put them as the duo, Lavia and Enzo as the duo. I still won't make him go forward. So Enzo will come as the central person, but he will be more stable with Lavia, and Caicedo will have the freedom to go forward and operate with the front three.
Yeah, in the midfield three, I'd do this too because this guy will be more effective in a central role. His
Yeah,
vision is just those other guys cannot just measure his vision. So I'd
and
almost always
and
start
from
him. So let's
central
go back to
from
that structure.
central
Yeah, go
from
ahead.
central area, Enzo can switch to both sides as well. The long balls that he always recognizes, he can play it both ways if he's more central.
Yeah, I do agree with you. Okay, let's go to the scandalous Bobby as as we
Just
would call them.
yeah. Just before we go, coach. Sorry, I just want to ask Jay one last thing.
Yeah.
Just
Sorry. Yeah,
just
go
want to
ahead.
ask Jay
Ask
one
him.
last thing before we go to Bobby. Sorry, Bobby, to keep you waiting.
Yeah,
Just
Bobby is not important. You said
he's
it.
not
I
that
didn't say
important,
it.
so we keep him waiting anyway. So
Okay.
um, like when I said, when we play against low block teams or teams that are open,
Yeah.
would you use the exactly same personnel, or would you change it up?
I will 100% change it. I will agree with what you said. I'll play
And then if
Nkunku,
what
and
happens? Sorry.
Nkunku will play as the false nine or the forward.
In what
Palmer will
structure?
come to the.
Same
It
structure,
will be a
coach, but
similar,
against low block
yeah,
teams.
Okay.
similar structure, but I'll play Nkunku and Felix both one. They will both come in the team. Nkunku will play as a forward. Palmer will come to the right hand side, and João Felix will be the 10. And the
Yep.
thing with that is because you are risking two players in Nkunku and Felix who are not the best persons who you recognize as the work rate player, right? They will be lazy, they will be stable, they won't come back and do the defensive duties. But in a low block, you expect the other team to don't really attack you that much. So you won't be requiring the duty of Felix and Nkunku to come back and press the other players as well. So yeah, 100% Nkunku and Felix counts for me, and that is what we were arguing against Bournemouth, right, Dante?
Yeah, correct. Against every low block team we played, yeah, we've had that problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we play against low blocks, I'd take off Nicholas Jackson. Certainly. Um, but that's my opinion anyway. So let's go to Bobby's lineup. And somebody has a suggestion here. Good one
Yeah,
there.
I know you guys gonna keep me.
Big up, Bobby. How are you doing, man? I have a suggestion here. Put
Big up, Bobby.
Dewsbury Hall
You
in
can
your
talk now for the
lineup.
next
Plug it
hour.
in immediately.
Hey Dante, hey, pick up, guys.
Big up, Bobby. Much
Big up,
love.
Bobby.
Much love. So Bobby, let's do your lineup here. Your
Yeah,
goalkeeper choice.
Why is KDH there?
Your preferred
yeah,
lineup. Your preferred lineup. So you can bring in Connie Chukwemeka if you want.
yeah, yeah. Big up, guys. Yeah, I appreciate it. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Listen, I'm going to give the lineup. I think should start for tomorrow. Start being the operative word, underlined. Start. Start doesn't mean to say other players aren't going to get on the pitch, but we've
Mm.
got to start. And to me, there's no messing about. My goalkeeper, Sanchez. That's what we've got. That's who he prefers. We've got to just suck it up and get used to it for now.
Okay, let me ask you this. Can you
Sanchez.
explain why you prefer Sanchez over Jorgensen?
Well, there's very little explanation. other than the fact that
Did we lose him? Is he still there?
That's all the
Yeah, we
explanation
lost
you
it.
need.
I think he saw KDH on the lineup thing and he's gone.
And he rather. Where's Bobby? No, his connection is actually excellent.
I don't know why you automatically put Kieran Dewsbury Hall there.
yeah,
Yeah, don't put him
so
there. Put him in
so
the 10.
am I going to finish or what? I don't know. Can you hear me?
We stopped hearing you,
Oh, we
Bobby.
got you back now, Bobby. We
We
couldn't hear
stopped
you.
Okay,
hearing you. We
Yeah.
okay.
thought maybe
Something,
because you saw
something there.
Dewsbury Hall in the midfield, you ran away.
Oh gosh, no, 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 no. I don't even go there. He's not even going to be in the stands for me, to be honest. But my goalkeeper Sanchez, simply because he's Premier League tested, Jorgensen hasn't been yet. Jorgensen has done nothing wrong, to be honest. I have nothing against the boy. I think we need to give him a chance, but against Arsenal, I think it's a little bit unfair. It's a big game, a must-win game for us, and we've got to put down what we have tried and tested. So for me, in goal has got to be is Sanchez. Centre back pairing, no messing about. Colwill and Tosin. Left back,
Okay, Bobby, can you
Cucurella.
elaborate? Tosin, why? Why Tosin over Fafana?
Fafana will be on the bench. He can come on, but Tosin, as you've said, has more discipline. He is a little bit more mature. Fafana is an excellent defender. I agree. He's had a whole nearly 2 years out injured. He needs time. I think that time injured has stunted his development a little bit, and so he is yet to fully get the rhythm of high pressure, high league games. But he will get there. But to start in this one, no. And probably because of his energy and legs, it might be someone that can come on in later on in whatever position. Could be right back, could be even midfield a little bit. Could be to create some kind of back three. So I wouldn't start him. It's as simple as that.
And Bobby, beyond
That's
beyond
my
your
opinion.
mention, just quickly, Bobby, beyond your mentioning of him being out for a while, I don't think he's polished enough right now. He still comes across as raw in certain situations, doesn't he?
Well, that excuse me, they're all developing. Even Tosin is not perfect. There are moments that he has that are a little bit suspect.
And that
You
applies
start
to
to
Colwell.
wonder. Yeah, they're all in development. Tosin, as mature as he is. The only thing what Tosin will give us a little bit extra is that kind of more aerial stability we're going to need with their set pieces. And also offensively, we need someone. He's shown how he can get a goal from a corner, and we need that sort of thing. Now, can Wesley do it? Absolutely, but just that little bit less so. So that's my centre back two, Colwill and
Tosin.
Tosin. Right back, Reece James. Midfield two. I'm not even going to argue.
Have you mentioned
Tra-
left back?
Left back Cucurella. I thought I said that. Left back Cucurella. Midfield two. Lavia and Caicedo. Don't know what people are
Okay,
talking about. Oh,
midfield two, Keenan Dewsbury
uh,
Hall and
oh, okay.
Caicedo.
Uh, honestly, I'd rather have Carney on that pitch. Honestly, I don't. I don't. Tuesday Hall. I've said so much about him. It
Okay, Bobby,
sounds.
one more question. Now we know if it's not Lavia, it is Enzo Fernandez. So why Enzo Fernandez over Lavia? And in all honesty, if I have to answer
I
this
didn't
question
say Enzo.
on your behalf, I'd answer it correctly. But
I didn't say Enzo. I said Lavia Caicedo. Full
but
stop.
I'm saying, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm asking you a question now. We know for that the second six, it's either Enzo Fernandez or maybe Romeo Lavia. And I'm saying if I'm asked why Lavia under Enzo Fernandez, that I can answer that question on your behalf perfectly, but I'll let you do it anyway. But let's
Well,
hear you.
for me, we need solidity. Arsenal have a solid midfield.
And
Yeah,
they're potent offensively.
exactly. You need that. I mean, people are saying that Declan Rice might be injured. I don't know. Regardless, there's still Thomas Partey. There's still I've forgotten the name of the other guy. And as a backup, there's our old guy.
That's
Um,
Rice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Rice
There's
should be a
There's
start.
Jorginho is the name you were looking for, right?
Jorginho is there, but he's effective, and our old players like to play well against us. But Declan Rice Partey is a very strong midfield pairing and one that we can't take for granted. So
They're
that
saying Rice might not play though. Just to
yeah,
update you.
well, fine, let's see. But Arsenal always have their players fit against us, so I never take that one. But yeah, I mean, there's no question of that for me. That's just the start. There will be a time maybe Enzo comes on if Lavia gets a bit tired because he's gonna need to work hard against Arsenal. We'll see, but we need solid people. This team needs to be solid. I'm looking at solidity. Note that word solidity, and those are the players that are as close to solid that we have. So Lavia, Caicedo, Palmer for sure. On the right, I'm going Noni. On the left, I'm going Neto, and in the attack is Jackson. Just to start, that's how I will do it. Neto, we've seen he's now really becoming the man we bought. I think Noni has only just made the start for me, just because of his physicality, and because he's very direct, and because he offers something going backwards. Backwards he can be a little bit of a challenge to them. Noni will have them weary of his threat. I don't know what's happened to him recently. He struggled to beat his man, but it's just the start. If not, then we bring on Sancho, bring switch Neto to the right and continue. But that's how I would start. Jackson over um, Nkunku to start. But that's because Jackson will give them problems. But Jackson has to finish his chances. You really do have to take your chances against this team, and that's how we'll start. But definitely Nkunku should be brought on at some point, as with Jao Felix should be brought on at some point. That's for me is our team against Arsenal. I think we can beat them. I really do. But we have to be on our game and keep the back door shut. If we succeed in keeping the back door shut, our offensive power is going to get them at some point or other in that game.
Yeah, because we have the talent to open. This is an interesting lineup with Difa, the goalkeeper, the man between the sticks for us. I'd go with Jorgensen. This guy's been making a lot of mistakes of late. Center back, everything. The back line, we agree. And if we have this back line, maybe against Arsenal, it makes sense to still go with Lavia and Caicedo to ensure defensive solidity, like you mentioned. And but something else I was waiting for you to say is that Arsenal are well rehearsed, Bobby. So we need.
Well, this is the thing. They are an extremely
No,
well
no. I
rehearsed
just you
team.
just didn't like use that language. That's why I'm bringing it
Yeah,
up. Go ahead.
yeah, in comparison to us. But
Yeah.
however, in terms of rehearsals, this is as mature as we have. Yeah, we still have a way to go in terms of rehearsing them, but they have been playing together. It's not like they've just started playing together. And it is with that in mind that I think he's going to start with Sancho. Sancho really needs to cut out any of his silly balls passing to the opposition and all that. And I also would like to admonish the defenders. They know the sort of goalkeeper he is. They have to limit the number of times they back pass to him. I think that puts him under pressure. But well, anyway, I'm not a coach there, so I can't tell them. But I always feel uncomfortable when somebody passes the ball back to Sancho. I'm like, oh God, and that is an indictment on him as a keeper. But there you go. That's what we have. That's what we can field. And I think if they keep their head on their shoulders, focus, remain solid, they can beat Arsenal. They can beat Arsenal. They really can. And boy, it would help their confidence if they do.
Well, and I hope we do. Just one question before we talk about again. something I want to say. I want us to talk about with regards to NATO being involved tomorrow. Kochi, would you take Ademola Lukman at Chelsea? I don't think we need him right now, given the fact that Esther William will still join us and Kendrick Pies. We
No, we
do
don't need
not.
another
Yeah,
little player.
yeah,
This is
we don't need winger, and then size wise, I think again we need to mix it up a bit. Big up to you too, Mike and Noom. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Somebody agrees with Bobby there. Mabasta05. And here, the beautiful game is saying Coach Rudiger is out of favor at Real Madrid. Is he really? I haven't. I don't think that's the case as yet, in my opinion. May not be registered at Barcelona. Would you take them back?
no,
Christensen, in the manner of with how he left us, I wouldn't welcome him back. You
that's
could
a good
argue at the
player.
time where we needed them the most, he jumped ship. I
Mm.
will never forget that, irrespective of how good he is. I haven't been actually following his career since he left Chelsea. Anything else here to address? What was the sound that Bobby made? Stop winding up, my good friend. Uh, he knows I'm joking. I'd say Neto is more direct than all the wingers we have. I think I agree with that. I cannot
Yeah.
believe Bobby is starting Palmer over KDH. Yeah, I can't believe that either.
Oh gosh,
That's
that player, that player is just.
10 tails super chats. Singing. I will. Yeah, if that happens, I'll sing. Yeah, actually, a Christian song, a praise in Yoruba language. I can sing that particular song in my own dialect and then in Yoruba. Hard to limit a passes to Sanchez when that's the point of Enzo's playing style. It's a critical aspect of it, maybe. We don't want Christensen back. He is. He belongs to whatever you say there. But that's by the way. Here's what I wanted us to talk about here. Uh, I still think Pedro Neto is the sort of player. If during the game there aren't spaces for him to exploit his struggles, if Arsenal decides to defend deep and try to find a way to hit us on the break, then Pedro Neto's involvement will be, you could say, will not yield results for us. So I don't know. Maybe he starts, maybe Sanchez starts. But to be on the safer side, Sanchez can actually start because he can still be effective, irrespective of whether there are spaces for him to exploit or not. But with NATO, if there are spaces for him to exploit, it will be a bad day for him. Dante, let's hear your thoughts.
On the left, I would
Ye-
agree. On the right, I would disagree. On the right, he's a little bit of a different player to the on the left. He likes to cut the back pass a little bit more, cut the ball back, get crosses in. On the left, he attacks more, runs down the line to more me, and that's why I would have him on the right to start because of he would as he'll run, take the ball on, cut inside, cut back out, try to shoot, and then work out a pass. Neto the opposite and gets everyone else involved, and that's what I want to see. A bit over the right man acting, shooting, and then not getting anyone involved in the play, just him, and wasting basically possession and chances. So Neto does not do that, and I would have Neto 100% starting over Madueke because of that on the right hand side. Yeah, on the left, yeah, he does struggle a bit because he's more direct on the left. That's just how he played at Wolves, so he's a bit more direct there. But yeah, most wingers have a hard time against low blocks because there's not much space. 100%. Even Sancho didn't play well. Neto didn't play. Madueke has been horrible against low blocks. Everyone's been pretty much like Jackson, like we said up front. You want your more technical players when you play low blocks. Yeah, 100%. Probably out of those, the wingers, yeah, Sancho's probably the more technical out of all of them. The ball's close to his feet, can dribble a lot more. He can turn in, turn out. Yeah, he's the more technical out of the wingers to play against the low block. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, all right. I think we're good with this. The game starts in a bit. We've had fun. We don't have to try to predict Maresca's lineup because I think it'd be something close to it, with the exception of Tosin, probably Fofana. Oh, yeah, exception of Tosin here. Madueke maybe. If anything, the lineup will differ by 2 players or so. But that's just my opinion anyway. Anybody else on the panel? Anything else you want to talk about before we call it a day?
Um, I have a question for you all guys.
Uh
Uh,
huh.
it looks like more and more that Palmer is not going to start tomorrow because he has missed the one training session tomorrow, and there are some, not so big sources coming out and say that he is not being involved in the final training session as well. So it looks more and more that he won't be starting against Arsenal. So my question is, who are you going to actually play in his position? We are
Joao
talking
Felix.
about Nkunku and Xiao Felix.
Joao Felix for me, and I'll explain well. He's the closest to Cole Palmer of all the players available to fulfill that role. Close to Palmer in terms of his creativity. He's got good vision. I know he can be too selfish at times, but he's well more equipped to fulfill that 10 role than Palmer, in my opinion.
And he
Um,
can play with the ball to his feet in that
yeah,
against the low
exactly.
block.
Yeah,
He'll
he can
dribble and
navigate
walk.
tight spaces effectively than Nkunku. Nkunku can too, but Joao Felix is the more equipped to fulfill that role in the absence of Cole Palmer, in my opinion. No one else is close.
Yep. I agree as well, but we have seen Nkunku play that role throughout the whole preseason, so it'll be interesting one to see. I agree though, Felix probably, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Nkunku play there as well, especially because we do have that defensive solid. What do you call it, Bobby? Sorry, go again.
Solidity. Say it like Bobby.
Yeah,
Solidity.
defensive
With
solidity.
with
You're
emphasis.
Solidity, but
right.
you said it a
That's
different
a
way. You said
solidity.
it in a
That
different way. I can't remember now what it was.
I
well,
think the
I
way you
mentioned
say
the
it is
word.
very unique. You cannot say it the same way. You're not able to do that.
I
But
underlined
every
the word
letter,
solid.
yeah,
Solid,
solid, yeah,
solid, solid.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
solidity,
that
yeah.
was it. And you're right. I think that's a new angle. If you remember yesterday, I did say that in the absence of Palmer, Nkunku would probably come in, and I can see it,
Mm,
especially if we have Lavia,
Yep. There's no,
Caicedo,
there's no fit back. Yeah.
Cucurella, who inverts well, and Reece James and the centre back pairing. I don't look at it as too much of a risk defensively to put um, Nkunku. But Palmer does defend better than him. He
mm,
drops back better, as does Jao Felix. Marginally drops back, but
mm.
it would be a big miss to be without Palmer, and it will annoy the hell out of me because we always are missing someone against Arsenal. I don't know why. It just irritates me like crazy. And then the next thing you see all their players back fit and healthy. And then they start beating their chest that they played well against us. No, they didn't. They always play our beating. I want them to play the real Chelsea, the real proper full fit squad for once, and let's see what happens.
So, so we're not really considering the possibility of, changing the formation to 4-3-3 and maybe uh, play Enzo Fernandez because there is a possibility
It's
that
a
we
it's
can play
it's a
three men.
possibility.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, he did that against the first game of the season. He played a 4-3-3, and no one inverted. Left was left back, right back was right back. He did
Mm.
that. So it isn't yeah, it is. It can be. And that was at home as well. So
So and maybe Neto and Madueke on the wings then.
yeah, it could be
And
100%. It could be just to that extra
okay,
midfielder. Yeah, he can. Like I said, he's done it before, so it wouldn't surprise me at all.
yeah.
All right, hopefully Sancho can prove me wrong. I think he will. I'm not going to talk about that movie right now. Felix or Enzo Felix, not Enzo. Enzo is going to be practically useless there. You still haven't watched Grown Ups 2? I think I have. Or Grown Ups 1, I don't know whether I've watched them both. João Felix and Neto can link up well on the pitch. They're both Portuguese. Okay, but how many times have they played together? If we want to talk about it in an adjusted formation, okay, I'll try it. Okay, Ty, you need to do this. I tried to redirect to your channel, and I was told to tell you to allow that to happen. This is saying
He changed
Bobby.
his time, coach. He had the wrong time. It's not today. It's tomorrow.
No,
The
I know.
live
Even
stream.
that, I wanted to
Yeah,
redirect it to.
yeah.
I know it was tomorrow. But we're not the game. We're coming up out the games we have today. I knew it was. I've always known it was tomorrow. So you didn't get me there, did you? You thought you did.
No, but he made a mistake. He had it for today. Yeah,
Ty made it. Ty scheduled it for today.
yeah, yeah. He made
Oh,
mistakes.
I
So many
didn't know.
mistakes lately, Ty.
Okay. Probably tired, but probably we're not called by my FC anymore. Felix has to step up, and if he gets the opportunity to start and he doesn't do well, hmm, that is going to affect his, you could say, him in the pecking order in a lot of ways. Anything else you guys want us to talk about? Otherwise, let's call it a day. Hey, saying big up the chat. Thanks for the interaction. Yep, very good conversation. I have to say. Anything else, Jay? It looks like you're on the verge of leaving. If that's the case, anything else you want to talk about? Enzo, in an adjusted formation, is more likely. Let's assume that Palmer is out. Okay, maybe because probably he trusts him more than Felix. Maybe, but we'll find out. Jay, anything else you want to talk about?
No, coach. I think you pretty much dissected and discussed everything related to the game. I'm really looking forward, and I just hope and wish we don't concede early and we take the lead, and that will be a much better scenario to really look forward to the match.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bobby. How about you? Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, I think we all know it's not going to be easy. It's a tough game ahead, but we can do it, and we have to believe we can do it. This is it. I'm not looking at any scenarios whether they score first or whatever. I think they can be penetrated, and if they play the low block, I think it'll work against them. I really do, because they're not that team. They're trying to be, but they're not that team. And sometimes, if you have too much physicality and efficiency, you tend to get in each other's way, especially with the mobility we have up front. Look, we've got to believe, we've got to go for it tomorrow, put our best foot forward, and we can beat these guys, really.
Yeah, we can. That's the question. Whether we beat them, that question is left for the players and the manager to answer. Dante, how about you? Anything else you want to talk about?
No, sorry, I was just laughing at the beautiful game there in the chat. I think for what Bobby said, that's why. um, no, all good. I'm looking forward to, like I said, I want us to come out on the front foot. I want us to go at Arsenal and attack and get that first goal and put them under pressure. You got to, like I said, put your foot down on them while they're down and do not give them a chance to, get in the game and let them be comfortable on the ball and
Yeah, just go ahead while
back.
I try to take care of this redirects for Ty. I don't know. He just did it, but go ahead.
Yeah, that's about it, coach. Yeah. I expect us to get a result 100%. Like I said yesterday, I want us to get a result. If we draw, it's a draw, fine, but I just don't want us to lose. I just don't want a
Any
100%.
concrete predictions?
I think probably this one would be a draw.
I think it will be a high scoring draw. 2-2 is what I think.
Ooh,
Yep.
2-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Dante, Bobby?
just as you said, 3-1 for Chelsea yesterday. Bobby, you said a win. Doesn't really give predictions. And yeah, I said, a result as well. So I don't want... don't lose, basically. I say, definitely don't lose. It keeps us ahead of
Yeah.
Arsenal that way.
Oh
Mm.
yeah. Don't lose. More importantly, and even a draw will be a good result in my opinion. And with that, we've come to natural end of this particular show. I want to appreciate you all for finding the time to participate. Mabasa05, my Iraqi bro Nehe thinks we're going to win 3-1, 5-2 win for Chelsea. That's a lot of goals. The last time we scored a high scoring game that we won by, it was against Everton under Mourinho. I think we've measured that record too. We need 2 goals cushion, a 3-1. Okay. Chelsea need to silence the Arsenal fans. I say 3-1. If you say we'll concede, then I'm more inclined to believe in your prediction. I don't see us you could say finishing that game without conceding. 5-2. We must win tomorrow. And to all of you in the chat, I appreciate you all. The blue beautiful game. Ty, Chelsea Sessions, I've redirected to your show. And please go check out Ty's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and let him know I
Because you said
sent you.
that, coach, we're going to keep a clean sheet now. You watch.
I hope so, Bobby. I hope so. I'd really love that. Jay, thank you so much for being part of the panel. I sincerely do appreciate you. And the captain himself in Constantine Dantu. Ken Jorans, how did I miss that? Had to limit passes to Sanchez when that. Okay, I think I read it, but probably didn't say hello to you. But despite the way, I appreciate you all and the legendary Bobby who just left the panel. I appreciate you all. See you guys next time. God bless us all and cheers.
Take off.
Hey guys.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh.